I want money, lots and lots of money. I want the pie in the sky. What's up?
You know, we got our special guest here tonight, right?
I saw that. I saw that. Big
Yeah.
Funky still ain't came out of hiding.
No, not really. Not really. Not really. I do remember him doing that live stream that I played last night. That was the last thing I seen. I think. Yeah, it was the last thing I seen. The live stream that he played last night.
Mm.
That's why I still ask the question of if he's building the school, why he's never, he keeps telling people that, oh, I gotta go back to the school right now, finish the renovations, and then the next time you see him, he everywhere but the school.
I keep telling you that school will be here in February.
So yeah, we know. And I was gonna need you up here anyway, because you know you ask better questions than I do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to get over that though. I'm gonna be doing food reviews.
You say you doing food reviews.
Yes.
You greedy ass.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if they call me crazy.
Crazy.
Change the world if we decide.
Yo, my that check was supposed to be here yesterday,
Say
and
what?
well, I got the tracking number to it, and it's still trying to get to the from the next facility to
The
the.
U.S. Postal Service sucks right now, bruh. I
Yeah,
thought they was going
man.
to. I thought they was going to electronically deposit it.
I thought it was too.
Now they got you playing the waiting game, stalking the mailman. Anything come for
Right.
me?
I got the tracking number for it though.
Yeah, now we can electronically be sealing.
Yeah, basically, I've been going back and forth to the goddamn thing all damn day. But it was supposed to be
Why
here
don't you
yesterday.
just set it to alert you when it make a move? That's what I do.
I did. It said my area isn't quite something about me don't get alerts or some shit
That
like
shit ain't
that.
never left. It ain't even left the warehouse yet.
Yeah, it's pissing me off. Big facility about to get bite to the ground. So we're gonna let some more people get in the building so we can get this thing started. We have our special guest, long awaited, who we've supported from the very beginning.
Yo, anybody know where I can get a big ass brownie in Atlanta?
Oh my god. You got the munchies.
I just want a brownie, yo.
Brother Malik, Uncle Malik.
Lee.
I'm so tired, man. I was ready to leave early. They told me that what they told me was if I finish out the week
Say, huh?
and my job that I'm working at right now, since my
Mm-hmm.
new job won't let me put in the 2 weeks, I was going to stop yesterday, but they told me if I finish out the week and write a letter and date it as if I wrote it 2 weeks ago, they'll count it as my 2 weeks, just in case, you know,
Uh-huh.
I need to come back. I don't like that job, and I decide I'm gonna come back. They'll count it as a 2 weeks. So they really don't want me to leave. Like I'm very valuable to them. I know
Yeah, they
all the
trying to get you to stay.
yeah, but you ain't gonna
That's
match the
that bent
money.
over backwards.
If
We
you
don't
ain't
want
if you
to
ain't gonna
train nobody else.
but if you ain't gonna match the money, But they
Right.
but the people that's in my job came from the job I'm going to, and they said they're very strict. They're run by Middle Easterns. They run a tight ship.
Yeah,
With the,
they have different policies overseas and they be trying to bring that shit over here.
Yeah, no
Like, no, we can
headphone,
actually quit our jobs.
all that stuff. So hold on, let me shut this door. They coming in the house. All right, we're going to give it about another 3 minutes or so. Let some more people get
Yep.
into it, and then we're going to get started. I don't want to have her sitting backstage all goddamn day. You know how some people be having that long intro that lasts like 30 minutes. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah, we do 10 minute stops. We do 10 minute stops. You catch the replay. If you didn't catch it, you
Good evening, everybody.
hello, Clarice. Make sure y'all getting those likes up. You know, as y'all come in, we definitely want to get this out because this has been
It's
long
gonna
overdue.
be Halloween.
Yeah, I had to do my daughter's little Halloween paint this morning. She's the female it the clown,
Mm.
so I had to do a little makeup for her this morning before she went out to school. Because I went into work late. I'm milking it. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm milking the hell out of this last few days. I was ready to leave early. But I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that because they slammed with a lot of stuff. And I'm real tight with the team leader, and I didn't want to just leave him like that. So I was like, all right, well, I'll stay to the end.
Well, since they giving you the grace, make sure you like this new job, even if it do pay
Right.
more.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's what they're doing. So I wasn't gonna leave him hanging like that. But yeah. Apologies for the noise in the background. The kids just all coming in. You know how toddlers are when you wake them up out the car or wherever they're coming from. You got to walk up the steps. They want to be all tired and cranky. Every time they come in the house, at least one of them's crying. Oh,
There we
is,
go.
is that Miss Lanae?
Did you drop the link in the chat? If not, that's gotta be her.
No, no. I gave it to her
Oh. Hey,
beforehand.
Nickable. Hey, everybody.
All right, we're just gonna get this thing started. What's up, family? It's your boy, the one and only Brenda's baby, Brittany my aunt. You are now tuned in to REM TV. Here with my sis Trip C's, and like I promised, well, I didn't promise. I told you I was gonna have my special guest here, um, Miss Lanae Stacks. Miss Lanae, are you there?
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm doing
Hello,
all right.
everybody.
And a lot of people have been really asking about you over here, asking me to try to get you over here. And I said I would do my best to try to get you over
Oh,
here.
okay.
People have
They've been
definitely
looking
been
for me,
asking
huh?
because like I told you over the text message. I don't think you understand. Like you opened the floodgates. Like you are the what they call it, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
it seemed like to me you really didn't have anything that you wanted to gain in this. You just wanted basically were defending yourself. In my point of view, um, everybody else that came out on him, I think they came out first. But this time it was you. From what I seen, it was you defending yourself, and the only reason why you came out was to defend yourself.
Well, I actually Yeah, in a way I did. I came out to defend myself. There were things that were going on offline that people weren't really seeing or knowledgeable of. So I warned him. He played with it. I think most people are scared of him. I'm not fearful of him. So I came out and exposed him. I did do a lot of TMI, but I think it was necessary for who I was up against. A lot of work went into it before. I just didn't just say like get a wild hair up my ass and just was like I'm gonna expose this dude. No, it was a lot of stuff um that happened before I reached out to Lennon, and I knew who I was dealing with. So I got in the muck with him. I had to. I had to. I didn't
Right,
want to come out like any other female. I didn't want to leave no stones unturned.
right.
So,
And I think you were on. I forgot. I think it was the lounge. This is where you caught my attention when she had asked you. I don't want to be disrespectful about it. I don't want to seem like I'm coming off it. When she had asked you about the whole, name he gave you about the, what, and you owned it. Like I was like, oh
oh,
yeah,
we were.
I like this lady.
Yeah, you talking about throat goat?
Yeah, when you owned it, you was like, you damn right. I was like, oh, I like her. She ain't lying.
No.
She ain't lying.
Well, I was being protected, but I really, it was a joke between me and Tasha. I think that was Tasha K. We had a conversation before we actually started, going into recording. So we had already like a playful type of, you know, um, kind of like conversation, and she said it, and I was playing, and I said, yeah, like, but
Right.
people took it. It was really playful. There's really no other. I had people watching it from my team, and they were like, "Yeah, it's clear you were playing. You were being funny, but
Yeah.
people were just looking for a reason to clutch pearls.
Yeah.
It's like manufactured outrage."
But to me, I felt like, if whether you were playing or not,
Yeah,
you owned it. Like, so if like anybody else would lie, about that,
yeah.
and to me, it was like if she's not going to lie about that, I don't think she's lying about the rest of the stuff she's saying.
Yeah, I was real open about everything that happened. There's
Right.
no reason to lie. I think and it was a reason for it. Um from certain people don't understand why, like I gave so much. A lot of it had to do with who I was going up against, but a lot of it also was from, my team too, cuz I wanted people to know like there's no level I won't go to in order to basically to show who he is, and
Exactly.
also to show other people that there's not you can't bring anything out against. I own everything about me. My me
And
being private is, and
that's
I'm
what made me
actually
like
a
you.
private person. People don't get that. They were like, you think privacy is something you're hiding. It's not about that. It's about knowing the proximity that you are, to me. If I didn't tell
Right.
you and you had to go hunt it down, that ought to let you know that we're not very close. But yeah, I just wanted people to know, like, this is the level I'm willing to go in order to get up, get with this guy, because that's where it's going to go. Look what he
Right.
did with the fish tank. I knew that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shocked y'all, but I knew, and he can go lower.
Right.
He can go lower. So the public didn't know that, but I knew that. So I knew when I came and what I did would bring that Umar out.
Right.
So you know
So
how to push these buttons.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. Absolutely. But now people that know me, they know that I'm not like that, like from day to, but I can get with you. I can, rock with you on your level, but I think he thought I was gonna shy away. I'm not.
and that's what made you stand out to me. So I want to go back to the beginning for
Thanks.
the people, because you know we always got new viewers and new people coming in who don't know the story. So I want to go back to the beginning on how did this all start? How did you meet Umar? For the people who don't know, I know you try to tell
Um,
the story, but it's people that
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. The I've heard all kinds of stuff. So the way that me him met, my son got like there were some people in the community knew what my other son, he's autistic, and my son got a video on Umar, and he was talking about he works with special needs and all this other stuff. So he passed it to me. He said, "Oh, mom, you gotta listen to this guy." And I listened to him, and he was talking right. I agree with a lot of the things that he was saying. I think it was on the Breakfast Club, and then he supposedly had the school coming. So I wanted to reach out to him to get his expertise on my son, to see if there was anything that he could add to it. It's not like he does not, he has an active father. His father finds things, like he finds articles from Mount Sinai, he sends them to me. We pass things back and forth. Some things he finds, some things I find, but in this particular situation, I found Umar. I passed that information to his dad. His dad was like, "Yeah, I don't really like that," but I said, "I'm gonna try to go with him." So I sent him some text. The first text, it was not to get his attention or to use my son as a pawn to get to him. But the first text was kind of like, "Hey, I love what you're doing. Kind of keep up the work." I can't remember verbatim. But then the next one, we were starting to have issues with him going, transitioning into high school. So his anxiety and, things were coming out. So I reached back out to him and kind of was a little bit more, it just giving him more information. And so he reached back to me. It was still flat. I was like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever." He reached back and he asked me, this was months later, he asked me to do an event in my city. So that's
Oh,
very
so
important. Go
oh,
ahead.
so when he reached back, he didn't reach back to inquire about your son or anything. He
No. Mm-mm.
red
And
flag number
we
one.
had moved on. We used someone else. We used another lady who turned out to be like, she's like nationally recognized. She's dope. We used her, um, and we forgot about him. But then I got this text, and the text was like, "Can you do this event for me?" By that time, my son was watching more videos, but they were just as popped up. It wasn't like we were digging into him. We're going on with life. Nobody's digging in or thinking that he is a dark entity. We're just going on with life, and he brings things, and we watched it. But they were all like podcasts. There weren't anything about his personal life or who he is. They were just basically on what he is, what he does, his profession. So I had no reason to think that this man had anything else going on. So when he
Oh,
reached back,
wow.
yeah, he reached back to do the event. So we think that we're, dealing with someone that's a scholar, someone that's respected. And so I said, "Yeah, sure." I had some connections, and I said, "Yeah, we can do that for you." I had just shelved a project, and I decided, yeah, I'll take that on. I'll help my son do it. So my son wanted to, pretty much do everything, but I was there to help him. It was kind of a big deal. We got a theater for him. Everything went great. He was keeping in contact during the time that we're finding all of these things. Um, like he's requesting certain things like the venue. I was asking him questions like, "Do you mind if food trucks are there?" I'm just kind of like basically like planning this event.
Okay.
And I thought it would be good for the city also because we don't really have a quote unquote woke community here. It's kind of
Uh-huh.
speckled about. I thought that would bring us all together. in the process of finding like someone to open for him, we found a little boy, and that's how I found my first bestower, our first investor. So after that, he hit me up. He said, he said, I'm gonna need a ride from Nebraska to Kansas City. So we have already paid videographers. It wasn't like I was so thirsty. I just ran up there to Nebraska to get him. We had
Right,
already set
right.
this event up.
You
We
already put
had
money
supposed
into it.
to, I'm
You
sorry.
invested. So you
Right.
put
And
money up
not
and you
only
already
me,
invested.
yeah, but
Okay,
not only me,
so
we have people hitting us up from Chicago. They was trying to drive in, St. Louis. It would be terrible to have all these people drive up for an event and it don't show.
let me say this. That's his shtick. That's what he does. Because it's like selling somebody something in a box, but you won't let them open the box until after they sell it to you, after you sell it to them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then when
Now
you open the
after
box,
you go
what they
through all
said,
of,
yeah, ain't in there. But by the time you get to that point, you don't put so much money into it that you gonna go get him because it costs less to do that. And then if you don't do the event,
we'll see. And this is the other thing. People think that I just spent all this money. No, we had a lot of people. We wanted to provide a space, so we had a lot of people volunteer. We had a lot of people. It was just about. I'm big on um like bartering, especially business to business, this for that, kind of like thing. So I didn't need to shell out a lot of money to put on this event. I know how to move. I've done things before. So it was more or less like the foundation was like, hey, you can do it here. You don't have to use that venue. It's a bigger venue. I'm like, cool. We'll open it up to the vendors. The vendors can come and get, some money off of it, get their product off. We were trying to maximize the space. The
Right,
vendors paying for that spot, paid for the sound. You see what I'm saying? That's the way you
right,
work and you
right.
do things.
yeah.
Um, so it wasn't no sweat off my back. The only thing was we didn't know any of these people to be like, hey, can you go get them? Like we had to drive
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
true.
Yeah, we had people calling saying, "Oh, I'm up here in Chicago and I'm gonna drive down for this." I would hate for anybody to make that trip and then we were like, oh, well, we couldn't drive 2 hours away and go get them there. You know what I'm saying? And back. And they'd be like, what? I would have went to go get them. So I think a lot of people don't understand like what was actually happening. He wanted to be picked up. We went up there, we grabbed them, we smashed up there, we grabbed them, we came back down to Kansas City. As soon as we hit the city, it was showtime. Like he went
Oh,
to
okay.
his dressing room. We had a dressing room for him. We had food there for him. When he got there, he went in his dressing room and it was showtime. That's why I'm not dressed on the video. I didn't even have a chance to get dressed.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'm running around a theater, hugging people, like introducing and trying to just basically welcome people in. um Sweating and everything, and nobody said anything about a smell. Isn't that something? But no,
Right.
it's it's just like I'm in jeans and a sweater, Birkenstocks. I'm running all around it, trying this big old 500-seat theater, trying to make sure that this goes off without a hit. We had sound, we had everything.
Yeah, it's
um
not easy to put an event together, and
no, and then it
it's
was just
crazy
two
that he takes.
people.
Yeah, and it's
It was
crazy
just
that
two people doing it.
he takes credit for all the events that I've heard him talk about. He takes credit for it as if he put the event together, as he's the one orchestrating everything, like he's the quarterback and everything. And come to
Yeah.
find out, he's having women do the work for him. So actually,
Hmm.
what work are you doing instead of talking?
Hmm. And see,
So
my son, he really liked the dude. So it was more of a labor of love for my son because he was like, Mom, if I could do this might be something. We started talking to the bestower about doing basically conscious TED Talks, like bringing in other people into the city. Like
uh-huh.
Marianne 365. I would have loved to get her, RZA. We were just having
Right.
these talks. So yeah, we were trying to pull it off. There was only me and my son doing all of this But the foundation,
Wow.
the guy that has the theater, he was helping out. Like he was bringing out the tables. It was a lot of people helping out. So
Right.
we got through the event. It didn't dawn on me how people were to him until the event. I didn't know like what he was to that community until the event. And I saw people reacting to him. Like we
Yeah.
had
Yeah. Yeah.
teachers coming from the area, I was like, and they don't really like him. But I was like, well, just come, because if it's about the kids, take what, extract what you need and leave the rest. I was trying to talk this up to people. Another thing that people do not know is there were a couple of things that went national. Those families we reached out to see if, while he was in town, he could do a little bit of activism for them. That
Did he
fell
do that?
through. Huh?
So he did nothing. So with the activism you asked him to do for the people in the community,
That fell
he
through, and I
never.
didn't find out until later it was because of how he is. They didn't want
Oh,
to deal with him. He was making it out like, oh, they coonish. No, 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 no. It was
they just
him. They was like,
see.
yeah, Kansas City's not like that.
This is what the problem I have with him. There's different people all around the country who
Mhm.
don't communicate with each other, all have the same story about one person. That right there tells me that he's the problem because he has the same thing to say about them. Oh, they cooning or they haters or it's always the same story. But then
Yeah.
when you listen to everyone else, all these different people who don't communicate, don't know each other, all say the same exact thing about him.
Yep. That should be a telltale sign that something about
Right,
you is not right. That's what we
right.
call a common denominator. But
Yep.
Oh my
some people don't, they don't get it.
God. Right.
So there
So
is, oh, sorry.
no, no, no. Finish what you were saying.
No, I was saying that's where you understand what is attracted to him. Like certain people can
Mm-hmm.
get it, and then certain people don't get it. They get hung up
Yeah,
on the
I see that.
specifics.
Yeah, I
Right.
see
These are
that.
not people that have very good critical thinking. And then I also, and this is not to say anything, I said this while I was here, but I was also looking at the crowd that was coming in. I
Uh
looked
huh.
at, these are people that I normally have worked with on specific things like in the community. Like I've shown up for them, a couple of people I've noticed, but I know certain things about their lifestyle. He appeals to a type of people. Um,
Oh.
and yeah, so that told me a
Yeah,
whole lot
yeah.
about him also. So
Also,
going
yeah, no, no. I was ready to ask you moving forward. Go ahead,
yeah,
finish.
going forward, we had the event, shut it down. It was a long event. I think we got out of there probably about 11 or 12. We started at what was that? Probably he got on stage probably about 5. So we got out of there. I went home. We took him to the hotel, I'm sorry, and then I went home, took my shower, and I'm relaxing or whatever. I said, well, let me thank him and tell him thank you for coming out and doing this show because it was phenomenal. And so I did. And that's when the conversation went to, I knew that there were like, little smiles and stuff like that, but I was like, what the hell is he smiling at? Like, I didn't, I wasn't I wasn't trying to flirt with the dude. I saw him kind of like my friend, like my son's mentor, and they've had many of those. So I wasn't really checking for the dude like that. He wasn't my type.
Right.
So he hit me back and he was flirtish, and I was like, oh, okay. I think he liked me. And he was like, you should come rub my back. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna do
That's
that
his
one.
go-to line. That's his go-to line.
Yeah, no,
He loves
I don't.
he loves
That's not
saying
me,
that.
baby.
And the thing about it is that you know what bothers me about that? He always talking about a back rub and stuff like that. But when you think about it, is you don't have a laboring job. What Why do you need a back rub? You don't have a job, Tommy.
He is the most unfit dude I have ever. They're like he don't have no tone in his arms. He's not no. I mean, I'm not in the best of shape. I'm not as big as I was at the event, but I just he's not. We was running all over there. He's not in shape like
Huffing and puffing.
Loving
that.
and buffing. So,
He's not in
and
shape
all
like that.
this, and all this that happened, did he ever like even like do anything or even interact with your son that you originally called him to help with?
No, my son was outside on his Twitch with his daddy pulled up. He called his daddy. We had food trucks. That's what his dad was like. Why he called me for some pizza and y'all got food trucks? I said, I don't know. I'm doing this event. My ex didn't even. I asked my ex. I said, "What you do?" Because he's 6'5". He's a big dude, and he's massive and every. And so I was like, "Can you do the security?" He was like, "I'm not doing no security for that man's event."
Oh, so you
Nope.
like him? You like him tall and big, huh?
Yeah, he
T-Bone.
my ex is. That's what I'm saying. My ex is like a. He's huge, but he's fit.
Yeah,
He's
you
not
like
fat.
tall, big guys.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's like he commands the space. When he walks in, it's like
Yeah, like
my son is
he's not
16
fat,
and
but he's
he's
like
six
heavy.
three.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
His
Okay.
brother, his uncle is 6'7".
Yeah, all the
They're
men
some
in my
big
family are
boys.
tall.
Yeah,
All the
there's
men
some
in my
big
family are
boys.
tall. I'm considered short in my family, and I'm 5'10", 5'11", and I'm the shortest.
Yeah, see
Everybody's
that's cool.
short. My
You can find
grandfather's
pants
six
easier
five.
than these men.
Yeah, my grandfather's 6'5". My little brother's 6'2".
Yeah.
Everybody on my mom's side, all of them were tall. But moving forward, so you saying that he was flirty, and so this is what sparked the relationship when it came to him sending that text message asking to get his back rubbed. And that's what
Yeah,
sparked
and I
everything.
just want to I want to say this. My daughter had no interest in coming to the event. And then my other son, he had no interest in coming in the event. He didn't want to be in there. And I think he was taking the lead from his dad. His dad said he didn't want him around him. I said, well, okay, he don't want you around him. Go
Because we
outside. He
knew.
left with his aunt. He never met my son. He never interacted in order to say
Oh,
anything
wow.
about my son. But
Have
going
you
forward,
have you ever seen him interact with any children or
he's
help any
held some
children?
babies for a photo op. He's held baby,
But
but
has
he
he
didn't
helped
critique.
any
Huh?
Photo
children at all?
option.
Yeah, he's a photo op guy. He picked up some
Ah,
babies for, and I was like, oh, everybody love to see a black man with a baby. That's like,
uh,
that's
that's why people love my
like
channel. You see
make it
babies running
rain.
all through here.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of them running around here.
I love you can't have too many kids for me. You can't have too many. I
Yeah,
love
I got
kids. I
five.
love
I
kids.
got five.
Yes,
But
I love it. I love it. The more the
so
better.
moving forward, that's what sparked our relationship. And so I was listening to your interview on Tasha K, and
Hmm.
moving forward to you guys' intimate relationship. The funniest thing I heard, and I want you to explain this for my audience, when you said that you had to tell him what to do.
Yeah, he's not. He ain't that guy.
That
He
had
talking about quick.
I almost fell out my chair. I almost fell out my chair. You go back and watch the live. I almost fell out my chair.
Yeah, I was clowning on Tasha, but Tasha's fun, and Tasha
Yeah,
really relaxed me because I was like, oh my god. She was like, relax, she's gonna be fine, and her personality is different than a lot of people think that she is the same person. She was
all right,
very warm, very welcoming,
all right.
but
I'd be nervous
she's
too. She
running a
has a
show.
huge audience. Yeah, she has a huge
Yeah, she's
audience. I
running
would
a
be
show.
nervous. I
So
would
a
be
lot of
nervous
the
myself.
theatrics, people's like, "Ooh, Tasha crazy." Like, no, chick, that's not. It's a show. It's for entertainment. And I also understood what kind of audience she has, so
Right,
it was what it was. But
right.
yeah, he's not that guy. He's not Casanova. Casanova, he
Oh
is not.
yeah, because he's been
Black
making a
queen
lot of threats.
forever. Snow bunnies never.
Right. So he's been making a lot. He's been making a lot of threats to people, talking about, "Oh, I'll take your woman,"
Shit, she'll
and I'm
come
like,
back.
According, according to
Should
what
be that.
Miss Lanae had to say,
No.
I don't
For the
think,
way that people thought I looked, they wanted him with an Instagram chick, and I was like, I think
uh,
that this man is pulling instant baddies. And then for people to say
I think
what
you're
they
a very beautiful woman. I think I've said that in my
well,
last
that
show,
it's
but I
not
don't know.
what they wanted. You got there are college girls. I don't know for the life of me why you would want a 50-year-old man huffing and puffing on top of you, but daddy issues, I get it. But there
Yeah,
were
yeah.
girls making
Mr.
comments and stuff, and
James.
I'm like, great. But
Yeah, I don't
I
get
bet you
that.
psych was they major.
you said
Hmm.
what?
I bet you psych was they major.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like that professor love type. I don't know
It
what
ain't
the
even
hell going
love. They
on.
trying to get an N in the dough. He was
Yeah,
supposed
or
to
get
be the
up on
most
their
requested
Instagram.
scholar.
I think it's the clout. I think it's the
Yes,
clout.
it's very much the clout. Yeah, and that's why they come at me with it. They like, she just want clout. I'm not no damn child. I'm a grown woman. I don't give a damn about the internet. Like, what do you?
Right.
I come on
And
here, I
see,
mess around, and I get off.
and see, this is why another reason why I felt that you were credible. Like anybody else would have started a channel and try to grow off this.
Yeah.
I didn't see you do that. Like you didn't try to start
No,
your own
I'm too
channel.
busy. I'm too busy.
Right.
I have
I
a
didn't
I
see
have a
any of that.
business. I have a project I'm working on. We're supposed to launch next year. I don't have time when I in my downtime, and then I work. I work.
Right.
I have a very demanding, very stressful life, which is why he worked for what he was a tool. I could fly out. I could lay up in a hotel room. If it was good, it was good, and then I can get back home to real life, the hustle and bustle. This is why I did it the way that I did it. I explained that too. I couldn't really date here because of who my ex is.
Hmm.
Yeah, dudes are not really trying to, you know,
Big dude. Big dude.
yeah. And not only that, it's a small city. It's kind of like everybody know everybody, and everybody would love to say that they got on his ex. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do that. I have respect for his space.
Right.
Um, just so they can't say, I had your baby mama bent over. Like, no, I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that to him. So I
Right.
sat down when we broke up, but if I wanted to start something, I could go out of town. I can do what I do and come back. He was very big. He never told me not to tell anybody, but I explained to him how private I was. And he
Hmm.
was like, okay, he's private too because he's a revolutionary. And I was like, well, shit, this is gonna
Okay.
work.
Oh, so you got a thing for tall revolutionaries. Okay. Okay.
No,
Uh-huh.
he's not really a revolutionary to me. He don't I thought he was like, I'm gonna be quite honest. I thought he was gonna be more militant, like more, you know, he's kind of like a bookworm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that
You talking about your ex, right? Not.
no, I'm talking about Umar. My
Oh.
ex is a
Oh. Oh.
whole
Okay.
different story.
Okay.
And going forward, I thought that Umar would be different because he's a bookworm. He's not like what I've been with. I just wanted, I'm going in a different phase of life. I'm, wanting something that's a more consistent, private encounter, and that's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
And
pro
I
tip.
thought this was it.
Pro
But
tip. In this day and age, you meet somebody, Google their name first and
I'm
foremost.
learning. I'm learning, but I'm expecting all of these people. I haven't I think you have to really be in that space in order to understand where my head was. And then I'm not a sit around and Google type person. I had a lot of shit going on in my life. It was a bad decision. I missed a lot of things, but when I got to that room the first time, I saw the signs and I moved accordingly. I was like, oh yeah, this ain't gonna be no like it's exclusive type. I don't even I think not even exclusive. I don't want this to be anything else other than, I fly out here every now and then and it be what it be.
So
He's not
how
something
was
you
this?
move from.
No, no. Finish what you were saying. Finish what you were
No,
saying.
he's not a man. And just like with men when they date women, you have certain women you just want to, enjoy them for what they are. He's that for me. He wasn't something to take home to mom to introduce to the kid. No, none of that was going down.
So you never
He,
took him serious from the beginning.
huh?
So you're saying that you never took him serious from the beginning. You never felt like it was going to
Well,
go
I
anywhere.
talked to him for 3 months before I went out there. I asked him every question. I gave him a chance to get to know me. Um, but everything that he told me was a lie, and it was evident. It sounded real good, but when I got out there to meet him, I was like, oh no, nigga, you're a hood nigga. I know this because I know this.
Right.
I know
Right.
what you are.
So
Listen,
you so
you can't dress it up with the degrees. I know what you are. You're like he's an
so
old YN.
oh, okay. I see now. So
Yeah, I got the
started
gray hair, but I run with them. I carry, so a lot of them are attracted to me.
right.
I hang out with the young, and I have boys, so I
Uh-huh.
know like the streets. I know that. I'm out there in it. And then when I got next to him, I'm like, yeah, you a straight nigga. Like this won't work. You know, I'm not. This ain't gonna work. We gonna keep it for what it
Uh-huh.
is, and we gonna let the other stuff, lay down. It's not gonna work.
Yeah,
So
so I'm guessing in the beginning, like in the beginning, you always, take that leap. But so what you're saying is you saw at some point that, oh, this is it, because I did hear you say, and it got to a certain point where you're just saying, oh, this is just gonna be physical, this is
yeah, I can listen to a conversation and tell where your mind is, and you don't come
right,
from good stock. Yeah, I mean, you're not.
right.
You're not that. I thought you was gonna be like an intellectual. I thought you were gonna be pouring into me. We were gonna have conversations about. Yeah, you're not that dude,
So
and
you
that's
didn't,
fine.
so there was nothing, you didn't find anything intellectual about him. Is what you're saying?
No, hell no. And
Wow.
I
Okay.
tried it. I tried a couple of things because he was there for some days. He left, he went to Massachusetts and did a show and he came back. And I was playing
Hmm.
K Camp, ain't nothing to cut it off. I was playing it in the bathroom. I said, I'm gonna see what he say about this. He didn't say nothing. I said, oh yeah, I got you.
So
I already knew.
Tyler, don't come in with no animosity. I'm not in the mood tonight. I'm not in the mood.
moderators, moderators, we got our that's what our moderators are for. I forgot to put that in the chat earlier. We are not tolerating anything. We
No
want
little snarky comments. There's no need for it.
Oh.
right,
Umar's bad enough on his own.
right.
You
So my
don't
next
need to
question
add
was
nothing.
Oh, I'm setting them off. Am I setting them off
right.
now?
No, don't even worry. Don't even pay
Nah,
attention to that. That's what our moderators are for. We got Manny in the chat. We got Mandy in the chat. We got a lot of people
Oh,
in the chat.
everybody is here.
Yeah.
Well, not
yeah.
everybody, but a lot of people.
Not everybody, but we got a lot of people. My next question was, what was the exact thing that made you feel like,
I'm gonna
nah,
try it.
that part, and then that was a two-part question. What made you
Okay.
feel like you wanted to try it, and then what made you feel like, you know what, uh, this ain't it.
Okay, so what made me try it was one thing. Well, not one thing, many things. The distance that turned me on. The fact that he wasn't local. The other thing was I thought that he
Okay.
was a geek. I
Uh,
thought he was a geek, so I was
Something
thinking
new.
that life was gonna be slow motion for him. It's gonna be real slow motion. Um, I thought that I wasn't gonna have to deal with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Out of him. Oh, I was so wrong. Mind you, I've talked to this man for 3 months before I flew out there. There's chicks that go to the hotel that night. So, but I talked to him 3 months. He had a chance to, ask me whatever he wanted to ask me, talk about whatever he wanted to talk about. In the same way, I was asking questions. But when I got out there, the thing that cut it, he made a comment And I was like, yeah, I can't rock with you. I can't rock
Um,
with you outside of this just being a physical thing.
do
Let
you
me
mind telling me
add
about
something
this?
here. You said that he was a geek, and I'm gonna say no. He's a neat, NEET. It's
Yeah, we
a
know that now.
yeah, we know,
Yeah, and a
but
lot of people they're not understanding. Like, I didn't know. People are thinking that I know what I know now. Then I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know about conscious stripper. I didn't know about
you
none
didn't
of
know
this stuff.
about Umar Johnson when you met Umar Johnson.
Yeah, even when we were talking for 3 months, you got to understand. I have a kid. I got a business. I'm working on a project. I work at an extremely demanding job. I'm not sitting googling this man. Like, I'm talking to him, so I'm asking you what I need. Even on one of the texts, and I posted this text. I'm like, so how long were you celibate? He said 10 months. Bro, you ain't never been celibate. Come on now. You never. You knew I was
So
coming off of a 4 year. I was on the porch for 4 years. It wasn't because I couldn't. It was because I get in these zones where I don't want to be bothered with anything
Right,
but my
so he
work.
fed you a pack full of lies when you asked him about
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah.
man.
But
So,
if you don't know about it, you don't know to go and Google. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Unless you see what you see. And I didn't even have the interest, well, not even the interest, but the time or the mindset to go and look it up. Once I saw what I saw, I just was like,
yeah.
this ain't gonna be that.
Okay, let me answer the question in the chat. A neat, I forget exactly what it stands for. Remy, you can Google it if you want to. But it started out in Asia. It's basically these people aren't leaving their homes anymore. When they graduate and shit, they're not going to get jobs. They just living off their parents.
Yeah.
uh,
He's like
uh,
a career student. That's what we call them.
Mm.
We
so
call them
if
career
you don't mind
students
me
in the
Except
asking,
for the
professional
fact
world.
is
um,
Like,
he
they're
ain't
not
never went to
fit for the
school.
workforce, so they just stay in school. They just keep climbing in school, racking up degrees. And then people
I
are
don't
like,
think he
oh my
had
God,
He
time.
only has one degree.
Yeah, I don't think he had time to get the other five. It don't. It does. The timeline don't add
he
up.
does not act. I have a friend that works here in physics. He works in the physics department here at a college. He does not act like him, but he is quirky. Like, my friend is quirky. He's constantly doing stuff. He's in the lab all the time. He doesn't really interact. I'm his wing person for a lot of engagements. He does not get a chance to go out, meet people, and he's socially awkward also. And me and him are cool, but he does have awkwardness or quirky ways about him. And
Mm,
I accept those things because he could be literally he's in Mensa. He could literally be in triple nine society easily.
mhm.
Easily. He's intelligent beyond, he only has, I think, 3 degrees. But and we've been around people like him, like in the IT department and stuff. So I'm associating all of these degrees with, okay, he's going to act like them, but
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
what it is,
on that
man.
level of intellect.
Mm.
Like,
So,
he's
Yeah,
not somebody you can sit and, even though he has a degree in like pharmaceutical biomedics, but you can sit up there and have a conversation with him about kinetics or something. You know what I'm saying? His intellect is only in one lane. Does that
okay,
make
yeah.
okay,
sense?
yeah, right.
Shannon.
So,
His 6 degrees are not only physically impossible, the
but
lane
it's
that he
mental.
chose, clinical psychology, a
Hmm.
certain amount of that has to be accessible to the public, meaning I can
Right.
call the school and get that information. I can go to your
Mm.
website and get that information. Umar
Mm.
has none of that. He has one verified degree, and it's an associate from a holistic college, non accredited.
Yeah, I'll get past.
Oh,
Yeah.
now you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to answer this question, but
No, you're
everybody
fine.
been wanting to know this for a very long time. What
Yeah.
is
Okay.
this comment that he gave that made you say, Because you never
Oh,
mentioned it, and everybody want to know. Everybody been
Like we
wanting to
call
know
him Big
this
Funky,
chick.
but is he actually
What,
funky?
what was this comment? What was
I'm
this
just gonna
comment
come out
made?
now.
I will say it. I told him, and I would suggest that no woman ever give her story away until you know the right time. But
Right.
in this particular, because you will attract bad people by your story.
Uh-huh.
But we were in the room and we were talking, and I said, yeah, I remember something like that. My child's dad, I was on a heart monitor. I had something going on, and they called him, and we've since, like, he didn't understand the severity, but they called him. He said, well, I gotta go to work. And I was like, bro, I'm on a heart monitor. Come get your son, and when I told him that, he was like, you should go back to him. Like, he completely missed everything that I was saying. It's a story.
This is
He
what
he
Umar said.
he completely skipped over everything. It was the most cold and most like insensitive thing that you could have said at the time. And I have never dealt with a man, even if it was just on physical, that was like that. And
Right.
I asked him, I said, are you autistic? And he was like, no, why you say that? I said, because you normally, that's not a response that you would give
Right.
someone. And I then another thing happened, but I didn't pay too much. I was showing him, I said, I was showing him something on the phone, and he just threw my phone on the bed. And I was like, oh shit, you're sassy. You're sassy. This ain't gonna work.
That leads
Speaking of
into the
sassy,
next
oh,
question.
yeah, speaking of sassy, what
What
is
happened in
this
East
East
Michigan?
Michigan thing? That's exactly what I wanted to ask.
You
What's
said
this East
what?
Michigan thing?
You said something on Tasha K about him being zesty in East Michigan.
Oh, Hyde Park. Hyde
Hyde
Park.
Park.
Hyde Park. Michigan. You know about Hyde Park. Yeah, he's been known in Hyde Park, and I'm like, what the fuck he doing out there? And when I was taking care of his mother, he came home from Michigan. I was like, what the hell happened in Michigan? Like, what is wrong with you? I asked him that in the kitchen. He was like, just go sit down. So hey, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not laying down with you no more. So I ain't got nothing to do with that. Yeah. So
I've
he's
heard some things. I've heard some things with him and some Transformers.
yeah. I think that's
All
why I
I
said,
got to
Michigan,
say,
Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
I got
I've
to
heard
say
some.
is Jesus is
He
Lord.
came back and he didn't want to see no fish there.
Oh my God.
He didn't want to see no fish there. Like, why are you? He was like,
He was
ugh.
getting down and dirty with the
I said, boy, you.
Transformers.
Yeah, and he's made comments and stuff. He made a comment. I'm not trying to be vulgar or whatever, but we were in the middle of something, and he was like saying whatever men say when they getting it, and I was like, and then he popped out with some, but it's not. He was like, your jaws aren't as strong as men jaws, but
Oh
it's
my God.
good. Yeah. I said this on my first interview. It blew my fucking mind. I said, why would you say that to me? Why
Wait,
would
wait,
you
wait,
say
wait,
that
wait.
to
Hold
me,
on, hold
sir?
on. Wait. Time out. Pause.
But if
Hold the
you
boat.
know his personality,
Hold the boat.
it would, I don't know.
He say
I
it
don't
three
know a
times.
man on this planet that even know how strong another man's jaw is, or
I
even wants to know how
I
strong
wouldn't have
another
never
man's jaw
thought,
is.
I have never heard no shit like that before. I was like, it threw me
You're,
back.
wait,
And at first
how
I
is that
was
even?
like, I have we
He
have
say,
had we have had times when he'll try to rate my, like, I was like,
Uh,
you don't need to tell me about my shit. I'm good.
oh,
But
my
he'll
stomach
try to
hurt.
underrate it. He'll try to say like, oh, that was
what do you
that
think?
was an A minus. last time it was this. And I'm like, bruh, I don't give a shit about your rating plan, but it's to make you go harder or to make you try to be better. It's like almost
right.
like reverse psychology. He makes
But
me
to
sick. That
compare it
dude
to
make me
a
sick.
man, like
Yep.
in that situation, you compared a woman to a man
Yep.
that let you know what he was doing out there in Michigan.
Yep.
So
Oh
it's
my
safe to
God.
say that Umar is bisexual.
You know,
Yeah,
I think any way the
that's
wind
sad.
blows. I think that it's any he doesn't
Oh,
have
so
a
he's a
type.
trisexual. Try anything.
Yeah,
Nice to
exactly.
know.
Pan. He's
Yeah.
very pansex. That's crazy because they're called pansexuals. He's whatever turns it on.
Oh
I
my
didn't
That's
know
what
God.
any
Nature
of these
Boy said
things.
about.
I don't. I think people that have been around him for years know these things, but I didn't know it. But I pick up on stuff when I get in close proximity. I've been talking to him for a while, but I've never been up on him like in the same space to pick up on things. Like
Right.
even watching him in the house, I never knew. I was like, yeah, something's going on with him. He don't know how to. Why is he zigzagging? Why are
Yeah,
you
it's kind of,
moving like that? You don't know what you're doing.
yeah, that
But
don't
you
make
know,
sense to me.
Black
So
Anonymous.
moving forward,
Tell us.
yeah, it's a lot.
so how did this situation come with you taking care of his mom for the people in the audience who don't know?
So he came up from Atlanta. He got in that car wreck. He came up from Atlanta.
Hmm.
He was being very nice. He was being nice, Umar, for that trip. And then I was like, okay. Well, first I was gonna leave. I said, well, because he had a lot of hangups. He said, well, I got into a car wreck, and I was like, oh damn. But he made it there, and so we linked. Um, there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of watching of and he started opening up more. See, Umar will tell you his business when he wants something from you. I figured that out,
Uh-huh.
as
That's what a
time
lot of people
reflecting
like him
back.
do.
Yeah.
That's what
So
a lot of people like.
he would include, he would tell me things when he wanted something from me. But he would tell me the way he wanted to tell me the business. And a lot of the times the stuff did fit. It didn't make a lot of sense, but I rocked with it to see where he's going with it. So
Okay.
with the mother situation, I came back. It wasn't probably, damn, this was after I came home on Christmas, I think. And so, what was that, January 2nd, maybe? I have to look at the text, but he was like, um, he called me. And I said, I talked to him. We talked for a long ass time, and he was going off about EFI because he knew that I was looking at EFI. I was looking into it. I was a baby in it, but he was like giving me all he had on in EFI, and I was basically paying attention. And then he's never done that before with anything. And I thought maybe he's starting to open up a little bit more, like in another direction. Like this is where his passion is, maybe. So he tells me about that. Then we start having conversations about his family and about his situation with his mother. And he starts to tell me that he can't find anybody to take care of her. Everybody's doing him wrong. Basically, the same thing that's going on with the school with the contractors. But he's saying this about the caregivers. And so I'm
Right.
like, I help you out. That's not nothing. Let me explain this. So before, because he's not going to tell anybody anything, I have to bring this stuff out. These women that are like caping for him and fanned out about him, he never tells them anything. They base it off of what I say, and then they're like, "Oh no, that didn't happen." But they're not privy to any information. So what Umar has never told anybody is that he has sent me a woman to go, like, because he knows what I do on the side. I'll go and get women out of bad situations and bring them into safety. This
Right.
is a lot of the reason why I had to come out, because I'm not only protecting my privacy, but privacy of these women and other things that I do on the side. So the woman didn't want help. She was like playing it up to get Umar. And Umar
Oh,
doesn't know how to help women. So he would pass them
oh,
off to me.
okay.
So I think that he knew that from that, me being able to do that too, he knew that I would be able to take care of his mother or have the heart to do it.
Mm, okay. Okay. That
I've
makes more
also
sense.
heard, so now he's singing Stanky Coochie, but before he was tell me when, he's hitting it, he's like, yeah, you good. You good. I love the way you're good. You better than any. I'm like, okay, that's not. I'm just like, this is what he
Kind
needs
of
to
pipe
get
your head up.
himself to the finish line. So I'm gonna just
Right.
let him talk. But I think that had something to do too. When I got up with his mother, she was not in a good situation. I think he wanted me to help her out, and I did. And then he was like in a room. I was like, you have to stop switching her caregivers out. And he was like, well, um, you're the only one that got her, to where she is right now. And I was like, yeah, I clean her and I'm taking care of her on time. But anyway, I believe that those things are the reason why he asked. So he asked me to care for her, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I went out
Okay.
there and I took care of her. I met her.
Okay. So, what was his mother's condition when you got there? You know, what was the condition of her? What was she like? You know.
I'm I'm gonna speak on his. I really don't give a fuck about doxing because they've already, for one, that's not doxing, and for two, they've already tried. Oh, she dropped his mother, and no, 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 no. He told me that the girls that were keeping her before dropped her. I'm gonna disprove all of that because there's this fucking drunk person that's in Arkansas that keeps saying this shit that's just not adding up. Okay, so when I got her, she was in a bad situation no woman should be in. Okay. Um, Umar gave me a crash course on taking care of like 10 minutes tops, and he was out to catch a flight. So
Oh
there's
wow.
no way I would leave anybody that my mother doesn't know and I don't know, like, them with my mother for that period of time without making sure that they understand everything about her medical. He didn't tell me anything until I got her medical records from the family. That's when I found out how I'm so glad that I got out of that situation, because it was worse than what I thought. And I didn't need to be taking care of her. She needs somebody that's skilled to take care of her. So I'm thinking she's got dementia. If y'all remember when I came out, I'm like, she's sundowning. Something's not going on and going right. And that wasn't what it was. So when I got her, her bottom was in a bad situation. And I helped clean her and cleared that up because I kept changing her on time. But when I was changing her, she's got something going on to where she doesn't want anybody to touch her. She
Right.
doesn't know me. She hasn't seen me change her with Umar to know that, okay, you're supposed to be doing this, or you know what I'm saying, or just to have a level of like trust with me.
Right.
He didn't give a fuck about, he could have brought me out 2 days earlier and just been like, hey mom, this is what it
He just
is.
threw
And
you in there.
yeah, and watch me take care of her. Let me make sure that you know what you're doing. He didn't give a shit about none of that.
Oh my
He was
God.
like, you got her. He was like, this is here, this is there, walking around that house, slapping on the ass. I'd have bend you over in the bathroom. This is where her socks is. This is where it is. This is where it is. He was all over the place.
Oh wait,
And
wait, wait,
then,
wait, wait, wait. So while his mom needs this care, he's walking around grabbing ass, trying to bend you over in the bathroom.
yeah, like making comments. He thinks that everybody just like, and I'm gonna be honest, I am sexual with him a lot, but when it's time to get down to business, I get on business. And this
Right.
was serious. And it's a lot of
Right.
anxiety. You about to leave, you about to be gone for some days in this house. The condition of the house, oh my God.
That's the next question.
Yeah, but even with just taking care of her, and I just didn't know her. I didn't know where her likes was. I didn't know what, even he didn't have a meal plan. He was like, stop feeding her so late. I'm like, bro, she woke up at 12 o'clock. It's dinner time. It's 8 o'clock now. Yeah, but it's dinner time. She
Right.
hasn't been up
Right.
since 6 a.m.
Oh
Huh?
my God! Wait! Wait! Oh, so he doesn't have no schedule
No.
like for to bathe her, to give her meals.
No, she's not
To,
submerged in water. She's not like these dumb ditties. They were real quick to send me this thing talking about, girl, we knew about you and you ain't all that and all that. Then why the fuck wasn't y'all in this man's space? Why from his messed up
exactly.
hair dye all the way down to his dirty nails, to his feet, to his luggage, to the condition of the home? Where have y'all been?
So his
Where can
hair
I see
dye is
remnants of some queens? Because
yeah, that's a fact.
I
That's a
came
fact.
in here to perfect. I didn't come over here to take over. I don't want the man. I want him to get all this out of his way so he can complete that school, because that's how
School.
my brain works. I
Right.
can't function in chaos.
Right.
So
So
I'm
you
thinking
said
he's the
hair
same
dye.
way. He just don't know it.
You said hair dye. So that's not a man unit. That's not a
That's
No,
Beijing.
that you're seeing because I've been in his hair plenty of times. You're seeing the dye settling on the gray. So Umar is as
Oh,
gray as I am.
oh, okay. That's why it
Yeah,
looked
he
like
dyes
that.
his hair. So they sitting up
That's
there,
why
I'm a
it
dead
looked
gray
like
hair,
that.
and Umar needs glasses, but he don't wear them because he doesn't have it. He doesn't go to the
He
eye
was
doctor.
wearing
He don't go to
he
the
was
Yeah.
dentist. He
wearing
don't go
glasses when
nowhere.
he first started.
Yeah,
When he
but
first
he don't
started, he
wear them
had
now.
glasses, and he
And you
was
don't
bald.
stop start glasses. If you got them, even me, I have contacts for when I go to engagements, but I run back to my glasses because and when I go to work I wear my glasses because I don't like the dust in the place, affecting my contacts. He's not wearing anything. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting up here squinting. He's trying to appeal to a younger generation,
Hmm.
so that
Right.
his hair is gray as mine. He's a 51-year-old man. Like, yeah. So
Beijing, he won't let any of his siblings take care of her because that's guaranteed housing for him.
let me tell you about that. Since everybody wanted, hey,
I was
listen,
going in. I was that was my next thing I was going to get
it's
into.
so much stuff, man. This
And,
and
and, and
it's
you and
so much.
and
This
you
is
can
my
vent it
thing.
all out tonight. You can let it
The
all out.
the the
This is what we
the
all been waiting
issue
for.
with this man is his life. His life is a clusterfuck. It's like, how do you have all of these problems and all over your life? Like they sitting up making, these paragraphs on me and shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit. If he was in a better position, I would, but I have to consider the source. Your life is messed up because you are not doing things properly. He has
Right.
problems in every single part of his life. So even with his siblings, how do you get on there and call a child that y'all went through the type of childhood that you've been through? How do you sit up there and know what that girl went through and then call her a witch? You're
It's his
demonic.
sister, right? His sister, right?
Vulgar. Yes, he calls her a witch.
And
You
I heard
know you done thugged it out with your siblings. Y'all had a bad childhood. Why would you sit up there and call that girl that?
right. He's always calling somebody jealous, and from because he said I heard him say in the paragraph that you put up where he was like I think it was you where he said
Mm.
they're jealous of me because I got sent away to school, but what I heard he got sent away to school for discipline or something like that.
No, that was his saving grace. That was his saving grace. He wasn't sent off. His his one of his siblings encouraged him to go. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go because he didn't want to be away from his mama. They encouraged him to
Mama's
go.
boy.
They encouraged him to go because it was his saving grace. Because allegedly, his daddy was on his ass. Umar Umar has had a very bad childhood, extremely bad childhood. They all
Seems like
have.
he has some trauma there.
It's more it's some serious ass shit that's going on there. And then he forgets I done sat and took care of the woman, the mentality that raised you.
Right.
I know
And
what
that's
you
my
are.
next question. Her call because I heard you say it, and I heard his nephew say it. His mama called. She refers to him as the devil.
Yeah, his mom calls him the devil. Blackie and the devil. Those are the two names for him. That family is there's so many things. There's a level of fear. They cloud off of a lot of who for some side, because I looked at some stuff. They cloud, some of them have a little bit of a cloud off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, this is Umar Johnson. That's my people. That's a little bit of a cloud of it off of it. So that's there. Then you have an extremely bad mental health situation. Extremely bad. Extremely bad. I didn't know how bad until I got in touch with the family. And then I'm like, why you ain't come out? Why you ain't say this stuff? But no, I can't. You go tell. No, I can't be the mouthpiece because I got people gunning for me online. I'll do it as long as I can, but you know what this is gonna look like? This is gonna look like I'm bitter. I'm bitter. I'm obsessed. I done tapped. I didn't reach out to his family. His family reached
Right.
out to me.
And
They
I
wanted to
saw those
know how the
messages.
mom was.
I
Mm-hmm.
saw those messages, and so going into the taking care of his mom, he 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 was telling you and the workers to not to answer the door and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he told don't answer the door, turn off the light, unlock the door, open the door, get the delivery or get whatever, shut the door, lock it, and turn back on the
Turn
light.
off the light.
Yeah, so they wouldn't see inside. He's a hoarder. The house is
That
bad.
let that see right there. That lets you know that something ain't right about the house. When
Yeah, he
why
don't
you
want
gotta
people
turn
looking
off
in
the
the
light to
house.
open the door and then lock it and then turn on the light like that
Yeah.
right there
Yeah. And
is
then
an
Philly
issue.
streets on this street, I like you can't like when I got dropped off and
The
stuff to
houses are
come.
thin out here.
Yeah, this like really narrow. I don't even know how y'all are able to park.
Very thin, very
Yeah,
thin.
so when I'm
There's no parking out here. You're lucky if you get parking.
yeah, so if you get out, if you pulling up on that street and you get out, you blocking all traffic.
Right,
So it's a lot. Like if you have things delivered, I had things delivered and um you have to hurry up, get the stuff and get back in. But I respected all his wishes. They think I went in there and I was just going through his shit. Go, what do you need to go through shit with for? It's all out in the open. That's why I
right.
said y'all ain't been in that house. Y'all don't know what's going on. You just bumping.
So things were just stacked up to the ceiling, and he just had like can you
Umar's
describe
a
how
fucking
it was set up?
Umar's a rat.
Okay,
He's
so
a
Lady
rat.
J got a question, and why isn't housing doing this yearly inspection? Is she on some kind of
This is Philly, y'all. This is
Hmm.
Philly.
I've
This
been
is
wanting to say
Philly.
that they lack
This
that
is
out here a
Philly.
lot. They do not care out here.
Yeah, they don't
They
give a
don't.
damn about what
They
they
do
got
not
going.
give
And
a
then
fuck
the
out
fact that
here.
they
I've
come
been wanting
there
to
and
answer that
Umar
question.
Johnson's there. Oh,
They don't care.
the sister said that they came and had something. See, and here's another thing that people don't know: these wellness checks did not start with me. This shit didn't start because I was bitter and I just got mad and I wanted to cause it. No, this shit was going on before me.
Right.
The conversations afterwards have been heavily. I've never been a yes chick and been like, oh, it's okay. Just whatever you do, King, it's good. No, I was telling him, no, you can't do that shit. You can't do this. You can't do that. That's wrong. You know what's wrong. What the fuck is wrong with you? I talk to him like I would talk to anybody. They're yes people. But Philly, when the housing authority came out there, they was dapping them up.
Right.
So you have to be very careful, who you're dealing with.
That's true. He does have some type of pull. Well, right now, the city hates him, but he
Yeah, the
does
city
have
don't
some
fuck.
type of
Yeah,
pull. We hate him out here, but he
yeah,
does have
I've
some type of
heard.
pull
I've got a lot of DMs
out here.
about drop that Addy. We want to go talk to him. I've,
Yeah,
I can't do that.
he's been
That would be
hiding.
public. I don't.
He's
I
been
would
hiding.
never do anything like that. If he lived alone, and after he did what he did to my son, and to preserve, and then to have the
Yeah, I thought
audacity
that
to
was
tell
hella
my
wrong.
son's daddy to reach out to him, like, you don't want that man to reach
I,
out to you.
I thought that was hella wrong,
You
and
ain't.
I spoke on that too. I'm like, I mean, and I
But
tell people all the time,
his
you
people
can
think
say
it's good. So it
right,
wouldn't have been what's good for him is good for me. You passed my address. What if I would have passed this shit? Yeah,
right,
that's
and I
your mama. That ain't my mama.
right.
What if I thought like that? You know what I'm
Did
saying?
he? Did he?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Does she
only
refer?
thing that kept me in my right mind is I was like, I would never hurt that woman.
Right,
Ever, ever, ever hurt that woman.
and the one question I didn't hear anybody ask, because you said she refers to him as the devil. What was
Yeah.
her reaction whenever he was around interacting with her? How does she react?
She
Like, what was
act
her?
I know one thing, she would let him change her. She
So
acts
she wouldn't let him.
she's very proud of her son. She's very proud of her son, as far as like he's the saving grace. Because when
Uh,
I was changing her, I'd be like, come on, we just need to get your pull up on. I'm gonna leave you alone, I promise you. And she'd be like, you're not supposed to be touching me here, you bull dagger or whatever. I'm like,
Wait, so
not
does
gonna
she
hurt you.
refer to him as the devil, or is she proud of him?
Wait a minute, I'm getting there. So
Or she's
she
both.
when she would be getting in my ass, she would say, when Umar come home, and I'd be like, okay, well, he's not gonna be
Okay.
here. I gotta be able to I gotta get this out. So he's like, he's not gonna be here for a while, so we gotta change you. And I would change her and she would be okay. And then she go right back to the way she was. She was okay. She was sweet. So it was I don't know if it was like I don't know if it was just like he was my saving grace from whoever has been taking care of me, or and then the relationship from him before he went away, they said that he was the favorite. They said that he was a favorite. But she kept saying, she
Oh,
said, he think he fine. He think he's so fine. He's conceited. Blackie's conceited. And I said,
Blackie's
yeah.
conceited. That's
Yeah.
a
So I
nickname
think
out
that
here.
she's up with the hype. And he's got a lot of large women in that family. And I think they have been telling him all his life he's good looking. I think
I
that's
don't
just
see
what it
that.
is.
I think
No,
it's those
ladies, ain't.
these I think it's these older women that
Yes, it's a lot of
Umar
older
strikes me.
women, a lot
Umar
of older
strikes me as
heavy set
somebody that
women, and
was
they've been telling him, oh, he's so
right.
fine. Yeah.
I think because in the beginning he was humble, and it seemed like
It was an
when he
act.
when
He
yeah
wasn't
you
humble
could tell
with
it was
them.
the
The
act.
siblings don't think he's humble. So he was
No,
playing
no,
that
no. You could tell it
act.
was the act.
Even with the mama's church, they don't have no, let me tell you, when this stuff went off, everybody wanted to talk, but they didn't want to come out and talk. They didn't want to be named. They didn't want their name, but they would call or they would text and they would tell me who they were and where they from. And they say, I'm so glad you got out of that situation. I think Umar was getting a lot of help from his mother's church because I think
Uh,
that was one thing. I think that he has a lot of women in that family that gush over him, but he's fine to them. Or whatever, and they
I don't
kind
see
of
no ladies
show
out here gushing
favoritism.
over him. I don't
But
see
for
no.
the other siblings, it wasn't no favoritism. It wasn't the way that they spoke about them. It wasn't like that.
I don't see no ladies in Philly gushing over him. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you that now.
He's
I've
not that
spoken
for
to a lot
me.
of women out here, and
Yeah, he ain't that. I mean, he's not a
And
bad looking guy, but he's
he
just not
I
that
don't, I'm
either.
not judging his looks as a man, but
Yeah,
he strikes me as somebody that got teased a lot, or you know,
he did. He
and when
got
he
teased a
got,
lot. He's a
because if
recluse.
you've been told that your whole life, you don't got the mentality that Umar would have. You're good looking, but you don't project it. You don't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? With the eyes squinting and stuff that he do,
Oh
like
yeah, that
people that's
smoldering
been,
shit with the eyebrow up.
yeah,
I'm like, child,
people
stop.
that's been told that stuff their whole life. I'm one of those people.
I
You
think it's
don't
the
do that,
women too out here. I think that they feel like he's supposed, like the ladies at the event. I'm like, I'm trying to see it. I don't see it. He's not.
right?
He ain't.
It's the clout.
He ain't
It's
as
the
fine as
clout.
they making him out to be.
Yeah, yeah. It's a whole lot of
Right?
like
It's the clout.
shared
It's the
delusion.
clout. I guarantee you, if you take his clout or whatever status he
Internet
has away,
popularity.
if you take
Yeah,
that away, what do you have? Just
exactly.
a big
Thank
funky
you.
nigga
Thank
going around
you.
the internet talking. That's
Thank
it.
you.
You don't have much.
But I think for some of these women, he is the cream. That's the top for them. And
For
I
single
don't. I'm
women
not
who
trying to knock him,
already,
but yeah, no, that's not the level for me. Now, if he was a good man,
right,
even with all his shortcomings, that'd be a different story.
I
But
got a
no,
question.
no, 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 no.
What do you know about Umar's interaction with his own children?
I know
ah,
that I reached out to her. Someone said that they suggested that I reach out to her. Now, and that's why I told you guys what I told you about me going out and getting women, because I pitched to Umar. I said, "Hey, let me go get Anissa. I'll bring her back here. Don't nobody know who she is. She don't know nothing about you, so this ain't about you. Let me get her, and let me get her together. She won't have Philly on her back. But you can't leave a girl out there in North Philly like that. You can't leave her like that. You're her father, and you screaming Black Queens. You got to go stand, on business. Just like he said he's gonna have some chicks pull up. But why didn't he get these damn queens to pull up on her and be like, "Hey, you gonna have to chill out, get in the car." You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. But he didn't do that. He didn't want me to go near her. And I can't at that time, because we wasn't beefing. I couldn't cross that boundary because that's his child. Even
right,
though I kept his mother, he still would not let me go out there and get that girl.
right. And you know what
And
I
then when
felt
we
bad
start
about?
beefing, I was like, F him. I'm gonna hit her up, and I'm gonna see if she wants, I was trying to work. She was all over the place, and I understand it because I don't believe that Anissa knows what is going on with her, because she doesn't
Right,
know her other side of the family well. Once she gets over there, she's gonna understand. I need to get a therapist. I need to go and see a professional, and see
Hmm.
what I need to do to take
right.
care of my mental. And
What
y'all ain't
Okay,
what
met the
bothered
other
me?
daughter yet.
What bothered
so
me was when she got to that fight, which scarred her head.
Yeah, that's
It,
terrible.
it scarred her head. He did nothing. You didn't even hear him speak about it.
And something
I be
about
damned.
us as Black people, we want to label things, but you don't understand when the mind is sick. Everything that the mind does is going to be wrong. You
Right,
can't sit up there and judge that girl. She don't know what's going on with her. She don't know what runs in that side of the family.
pause. He has some kind of mental disability that's passed.
No, he has a mental disability.
That's what that passes on.
Oh yes, I'm
A
sorry. I
genetic.
thought you that meant past is gone away. No, it's it's not gone.
If
He
I
man.
ask
had it.
you what it
Yeah.
I knew
is, will
something
you
wasn't
tell
right.
me?
I knew
Yeah,
I knew something was right when she did a
I
video
know
of her.
what is listed as schizophrenia. I know that what I was seeing from the mother, she was diagnosed.
His
Oh,
And that's
mother.
from family. That's from
I knew he was
family.
on the spectrum somewhere.
I'm sorry.
I knew he was on the spectrum somewhere on
That
that
can be
spectrum.
with it. But you don't know, but I know that he has episodes, and I was trying to to tell people that, like, I'm not, trying to tell y'all things and leave breadcrumbs, but nobody is listening. They're more worried about me, my hair, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, y'all been clapping up and kikiing at his episodes. He'll hop online, but I believe that those are episodes. He's had them the day that he was like, he came in and he was like, okay, you ready to go? When he was all over the place, I think
Uh,
that he was trying to get me out of there so he could like basically crash out.
right.
Um,
So the instances where he goes online and spazzes out the Goonie Goons and all this, those are basically psychotic breaks.
Small ones, yes. Even when he was in, I don't know if y'all remember. Remember he was in the airport and they called the police on him.
Yes.
Okay, so if you notice, he cleared out that whole damn area.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Uh-huh.
the only man over there in plaid shirt. Like you was over there spazzing out, and they called the police, and he hopped online before the police got there and played it off because he's cut off the live with other things that were personal, but he let that one go. I guarantee you, if they
Mm-hmm.
pull them airport tapes, he's gonna be in there talking to himself like when he was cleaning the toilets. He gonna be in
Yeah.
there talking to himself, going off.
So that's what the repeating itself 3 times all the time is
No,
about.
that's just understand,
That's just
overstand, and
mm,
understand. That's what that
I was
is.
gonna ask you, does he jiggle the
When
handle
he's going
three
having an
times when he
episode, it's
walks
like
in the
he's
house?
going off on people, but you're literally on a phone when he's doing the live. Like, don't be talking to me, fuck out of here, and all. Like that's an episode,
Oh
but
wow.
that's not a bad one. It's just one, and I think he hopped online to do them toilets because that man was there. He didn't want to be in there talking to himself.
Mm,
That
mm-hmm.
spiritual thing that he said he had in the dungeons, that was an episode.
wow. So
He's
when he's
he's
talking
not
about
having these. Yeah,
he,
he's not
he,
doing that.
and what I find disrespectful, I said this last night about how he disrespects the Orishas by using an Orisha's name to
Yeah, for
describe
his
his.
appendage.
Yes,
Yeah, he don't respect Ifa. He
he
doesn't
don't.
respect Ifa.
He
And
don't.
I think he's well past Ifa. I know that I was in Mommy Wata when went out there one time. He's far beyond on some other stuff because I've um I've talked to women that have had, encounters where he's had things in the room when, they're doing things and he covered it up when they were doing it and then, uncovered it. Um I think that he's far down a dark path.
Right.
People that do Ifa are
So
very clean. They're very kind. Even the Babalaos that he was sending me to, and the women that he was sending me to, they're very dark. Like everybody is dark. They're snappy. They're rude. There's no peace. Like it's nothing like with my Baba.
mm,
And nothing like my spiritual godfather. They're not
So
mean people. They don't
so
snap. They're not nasty. All of that tone is on
so
on
if
those people.
so since you know this ethos stuff,
I don't
the
know
things
all of
that
it. I know some.
but
I'm a baby.
okay, well you know more than me. The things that Marianne was describing in his suitcase, the the
You
the,
said
the,
what
the,
now?
the things that Miss Marianne described he had in his suitcase, the animal
Hmm.
parts
the
Hmm.
rotten
and
chicken guts.
the rotted chicken guts and what what
I
what
mean,
what the hell is
I
that? What was
wouldn't.
that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if it the gun could, I don't know. I don't know what he's on, but there are certain things I've heard people say that they have to carry a red hat with them. And put it in the middle of a road. I mean, I've heard different things. Like I think it's like the issue when I'm trying to think. This is would be a wonderful question for tonight, but certain things that you have to do. I've seen people put snails on their Arisha. That's not uncommon. The sacrifices, usually, if people are not doing them themselves, I'm pretty sure that he's well advanced But the sacrifices, if they're not doing them themselves, then they're having someone else do them. I don't know how
Mm.
advanced he is. But
Okay.
carrying
Well,
the entrails like that, I don't know what was, you know, said to him. I don't even know if they were entrails.
Ain't
They
that
could have been
the episode?
snails.
let me say this. When you have somebody with a mental illness, they will latch on to things, whether it be religion or
Absolutely.
drugs or
Absolutely.
whatever they poison is, and sometimes it's multiple things. So
Yeah.
the
I'm
fact that he
very
carried around
slow
a
to
pistol and rotten chicken guts to me does not bode well.
yeah. I mean, I can't. I stay away from that because I don't know what was going on. I know that the way that it was presented, like this is demonic. It's no. I everybody that I have seen or have came in contact with, it has not been like that. So I don't know what her experience.
They
But
aren't
even if
mentally
that was, I
ill.
would never get on and push. Like I wouldn't push that
No,
people
no, no,
would.
no, no, no. You're misunderstanding me. There's nothing wrong with the religion itself, but
Oh yeah,
sometimes
I
when
know
you
what you're
have
talking
people with
about.
mental issues, they
Hmm.
will latch on to something like that and make it
Absolutely,
something that it's not supposed to be. And that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying.
Even people that have addictions, when they come out, then they can latch on to things, other than that addiction. I absolutely got what you were saying. I was just saying, as far as trying to spin it as something demonic, I don't know what happened during his
No, I'm
spiritual
not
work.
demonic. No, more like psychotic.
Yeah,
It's the ick
yeah,
in
that
it.
too. And see, I get what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. Because with that schizophrenia, if he's hearing voices or having hallucination,
If
you
he's
don't know
talking to
where.
himself, he's hearing voices. Look,
Yeah,
this ain't good.
yeah.
This ain't good at all. And he
We
needs to be in
suspected it.
somebody 90-day hold.
Oh yeah, he need to be 302. He
And
absolutely
does he
needs to be
have 3
302.
or 4 children?
I have text messages where they have said he went into a deep trance and his mother had to throw things on the floor to bring him out of it. So I don't know what is going on, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with him.
Maybe
Um
he's practicing it wrong, or the ancestors are
No,
moving
the
forward.
voices are filling in the blanks. Look,
yeah,
my
that
uncle.
could
Remember I
be.
told you about my crazy uncle?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
this is almost
Oh, she's
exactly
serious.
like him.
She's serious.
Y'all laughing, but this is
I know,
almost
I'm just the way
exactly
you
like
said
him.
it.
He used
Yeah.
to sit up in the room and he just be talking to somebody. And when you walk in, he'll stop and he'll be like, "She don't want you to know what she talking about."
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
It's,
know,
you don't
so
I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about, you don't know where the psychotic stuff starts and the spirituality begins
yeah.
Right.
or
Right.
stops and it begin. Yeah, I completely agree with you, and that's why I feel like it's done in a way that's not the way I've seen it be done.
And it
And I
like
agree with you
That's because
100%.
the voices are telling him what to do.
right, but
Yeah.
it,
Hmm.
for some people who actually practice that, they could feel like it's the ancestors, because he everything he does is in the ancestors' name, and you are
But there's
single-handedly
confirmation, just like when I was not practicing, but I still read my Bible and everything like that. I'm on a journey, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
I
Right.
would
Everybody
still
is
I would
on. Yeah.
I would still you have to pray for discernment, and then the spirit will convict you if you're wrong, and then it'll also give you enlightenment if you on time. So if I'm
Right.
feeling like, hey, I feel like I need to move to Wyoming or something like that, you pray on it, and this if you are further along with your faith, then that spirit will let you know, hey, this is confirms it. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that he's getting, like when he says that the ancestors tell him, then if you were supposed, this was your mission to do this school, then they would have given you the steps also. And
He
then
is
other
talking to
things wouldn't
something that
feed
is
you.
impersonating the ancestor, whatever you want to call it. Mental illness is my bet, but
Yeah.
it's masquerading as the ancestors. Ashe, Ashe.
Uh-huh.
That's
Right.
why he be out there pouring water on Harriet Tubman grave.
Drowning them.
Yeah, libation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her,
Meekle
her,
said, does he whisper to himself?
Umar does a lot of
She's a
stuff.
nurse.
A
She's a
lot
nurse.
of stuff. He's just off
Um,
balance, and y'all
okay,
not seeing it because he holds
so
things
what
together.
do
I've
you
been told y'all he was
what
crazy.
do you think about this whole thing about him passing out? Do you think it could have been a drug use cover up
You don't
or
know
something
what
fake?
he. You never know with him because he lies. Nothing is. He lies so much, and things are never what they seem with him. The only way that I would be able to find out is if he comes on camera and he talks. I could tell if he's lying or if something else he keeps. If he posts about it again, I could tell if he's lying. You don't know. There's so many ways that he could have took this. He could have been trying to mimic something from Charlie Kirk because he felt some
Uh
way
huh.
about people feeling, down about, or, feeling a certain way about Charlie Kirk passing. He might have tried it out on it for himself to see if people love him. He does stuff like that. He's somebody that requires a lot of
Attention.
love and a lot of validation. A
He's an
lot.
attention whore.
Yeah. Or it could never have happened and he was setting her up.
Mm.
He could
So
have been doing that and setting her up.
so
Mm,
because I've seen
He
some
does that.
videos and it sounds like he did a lot of videos where he looked like he was on drugs. He sounded like he was using drugs. Has he ever done anything or made you feel like he was on some type of drugs?
You know
yes, yeah.
what? It's kind of just like what I think it's Queen C, Trippy
Trip,
C. I'm
Trip
Trip
C.
sorry,
series.
Trip C. I'm
You good.
sorry. But
Every
it's
time
kind of like what she said. You don't know where he's never done drugs in front of me, but I've seen behaviors that mimic drug use. But then he could be manic. But then he could be um, pos- like possessed with something, or he could have just I don't know.
he
He could be
crazy and he do drugs.
crazy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was ready to say.
He
My next
crazy
question:
and he
do
do
you think
drugs. That's
that
the difference
your
that you
drug
see.
use that's amplifying his
Like if
psycho?
he on drugs, it's more wired. It's like this
Right.
chaotic energy around him. You
That's what
might
I'm
think he was
saying.
Crazy
possessed.
also don't go to sleep, and Umar does not sleep. I
That's what
think
I'm saying.
people
Do you
That's
think the
that
drug use is?
cocaine.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think the drug use is amplifying his psychosis?
that too. Yeah,
I
that
think it
Yeah,
too.
actually
people
could be.
self-medicate with drugs and alcohol, but in all actuality, it usually boomerangs on them. So
I
he's
thought
sitting up here.
the meditation was keeping the psychosis in check, or his the schizophrenia type stuff in check. But I found a video from a lady in 2024. This is way back before she came out, and she said he's got to have schizophrenia, and I posted on my page.
Mhm.
If you
I
look
remember.
up all of the things that are like schizophrenia, even down to the yellow man punching him in his shit. That was
Yeah, he said
that's
the yellow alien punched
all.
him in the face.
Yes, it's all fits. When he came into the house and he goes manic. When I told people that he was doing that rage stuff, it all fits. It
He
all
hold on
fits.
to himself in public, and then as soon as he get a minute to himself, everything got to come out.
And that
Right.
Gucci man Breakfast Club, when she was talking about the stuff that he was doing, even to the with him giving away cars and stuff, that could have been what happened with the money. You don't know. A lot of the
Hmm.
stuff that she was saying, I felt like he has all of that. He has all of that.
Have you?
And he might not like medication because it will make it worse. Certain things will make it worse.
Well,
Um,
he out here advocating for people to take their children off ADHD meds, so I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
he probably
Yeah,
needs it.
but
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 have you
also
ever?
if you're
let
gonna
me
be clean
rewind
about
a
life,
little bit.
you're gonna be clean all the way around. You can't be eating little
Mhm.
Debbie's and sugar and then talking about I'm vegan. I mean that's that, and then living in filth. You can't. I mean it don't match up. You're not. His
No.
stuff doesn't come full circle.
What's
Have
You know
eating
you
what I
ever?
Gilbert
mean?
Grape?
Have you ever seen him practice EFI at any point in time?
I have not. I have not. But he is passionate about it because when I brought out something for that was given to me for my trip out there, and I had it on the dresser, and he was like, what did he ask? He asked me if it was mommy water. I said, yeah, it is for, my trip. So he knows just by he's very good at like looking at stuff and being able to tell what it is.
Okay, so we didn't finish answering that last question. How many children do you know of Umar having?
Oh, okay. Two.
My bad, James.
So just the
That's me
two
too.
girls.
It's so much stuff. The two girls, but I do not doubt that he has more. And I don't think that they're all on this continent.
I don't think so either.
So you
Because
going with
So
the white children in South Africa.
you
if
got
you
some
think
people that will hide a baby. Ooh, they will
if you
hide
think about
anything
it,
that that man does.
he
If
makes
You ain't lying.
he makes a lot of trips to London and over there in the UK, but you never see him do any videos of him speaking in the
At
UK.
all, Shay.
Not
it's a lot of
one.
Africans over there too.
Hmm.
It's a
I do
lot.
know.
And
Yeah, it is. But I have never. I've yet to see him. No, no, I did. The one lady that called him out,
here's the thing
but
with
I don't know
Umar
if that
with
was in
white
the UK.
people. I know people want this is something that I just cannot pick up on with him because I cannot pick up on him having a want for, and I know a lot of people gonna be disappointed. I cannot pick up on that man wanting a white woman. And the reason
Black
why
queen forever.
I
Nobody's
do
never.
feel I feel like the thing with the black women is not healthy, but he looks at white women as he's already told y'all in the lectures. He feels like they have a level of hierarchy that would be over a man. He wouldn't want to be involved with her because she would be perceived in his eyes over him.
But
Well,
also,
but wait,
his father left his mother for a white woman, allegedly.
here go the
No,
twist.
no, his stepmother, that was something that was going around. His stepmother was black. Jamal did not have
No,
a
they
white
saying there was
wife.
one before her.
Did Jamal leave his
No,
wife?
both Jamal's wives
No,
were
no,
black.
no, not he didn't marry her. He left her, allegedly left her for
No,
her. That was a girlfriend.
Jamal is not into white women.
Okay, okay.
He's not, and
Look,
I'm just telling you by what their personality and the things that no, Jamal
but
don't
wait.
want no.
Here goes the twist. White and South African doesn't necessarily mean Caucasian.
Oh yeah,
True, true.
yeah. I don't think that it's has anything to do with anything where he's pushing, like anything to do with like being for his race. I just don't think that he has a
Speaking of that, I hear
huh
that his father, well, his father does look Cuban, and his mother is like Jamaican or something like that, Caribbean.
yeah, his grand father was a white Cuban.
Wow.
Yeah. Then his other grandfather was a black man.
But both his
Right.
parents was
So,
born in the US of A.
right.
Yeah.
So he has no relation to Africa.
Would
No.
everybody please stop saying that all these scammers are from overseas? It's proven time and again they is from right here on US soil, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. And I can
Mm-mm.
understand a lot of where some of them are coming from. They live and some of them are trying to get ahead. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying their methods for doing things, how they do things, all that is a lot different. They don't have the resources we have over here. They don't have access to certain things. So I'm not ever gonna say it's ever great to scam anybody. That would be crazy. But I'm just saying there's no need for some of these boys that be out here doing like doing what they're doing with these credit cards and all this other stuff. They don't have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Get your butt a job. You don't have to be out here. But
Listen,
and see
what about the girl
the other thing
in
is
Cherry
this,
Hill, New Jersey?
huh?
It said, what about the girl in Cherry Hill, New Jersey?
The white woman.
I guess.
Yeah, no. Oh, you talking about Cherry Hill Mall?
I guess.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was. Y'all gotta understand that what he said was actual. Umar does not know how to do certain things, so he like if you brought in like a computer, he wouldn't be able to sit up and set up a computer. He couldn't do it. Or if
He
you
had to
are
get
getting,
somebody to help him.
yes, he's not like even with his citizenship over there, he had to have a woman help him fill out that paperwork. And
Mm.
I don't even think it's all about he's just like not capable. I think his mind doesn't sit still.
Hmm.
He
So
has
you got the
the
feeling like he is kind of autistic. He has those
oh, he's
tendencies.
ADD, ADHD. He's got a lot. He
So
needs
he
an
all on the spectrum.
evaluation.
Oh, and did you personally see that he has Ghanaian citizenship?
I didn't see that, but it was confirmed. It was confirmed. There's some people
Okay.
that are over
I
there
think
that
he's
told
trying to
me,
take the
yeah,
money
he's
and
got
run.
it.
He
Huh?
ain't got no
I
money.
think he's trying to take whatever money he can gather and run before the feds come.
Y'all, not y'all, but these people that are out here, they're funding his life.
Hmm.
They funding all that travel of the women that he was paying money to get down with. They're funding all that. They basically paid for him to be a star.
Right?
You know, so I don't feel like he has.
So he's basically like Rain Man.
No, you know what? I would say that, but then he would have to have one thing he's good at. Would scamming qualify in this case?
Scamming
Yeah,
would qualify. That's
he's
It
going
true.
would.
down as the greatest scammer in Black history.
I will tell
He
you
wanted to make
his.
history. That's the history he made.
Yep. I will tell you that there are some people that are very, very. Oh, I'm not. I can't say everything, but I will tell you this. This is what I will tell you publicly. I will tell you this. We as Black people do not realize how much we are watched, and it's not even the biggest thing is that it's how we react to certain things. But we're watched a whole lot. And I think that Umar is left in play because they are fascinated by how we are reacting to him.
So this is
And
Right?
some
they're
big
trying
think
to
tank
figure out how
psychological
to weaponize
experiment.
it. I'm sorry.
Could be.
I said this is some kind of think tank
They're trying to figure out how to
psychological
weaponize it.
experiment.
Yep, because they don't understand how we could allow someone to stay and to give our money and not offer any proof, not offer, need any receipts, nothing. And to be able to do that, if they can figure out how to do that in another context, I think that's what's kept him where he is. That's what I honestly
Exactly.
believe.
Did you
Exactly.
do that on purpose?
No, I didn't even touch that.
Okay. I think I hit it on accident.
Yeah. Um,
Hey, Anita.
He's a lot more dangerous to us than what we realize.
I feel like that if they are watching him, they're sitting back and just racking up evidence. So when they pull his ass up, when they come get him,
When they done with him, they gonna scoop him up. I
yeah.
always said that.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. That's
And
gonna
you
happen.
know what's crazy is I hate how he brags about how he's a threat to the government and he's a threat to white power.
You know, them people
Did you
don't know
see
him.
all the
He's
leaders
one of
who
those.
was actually a threat to white power? Where are they now?
When I went in and I had to tell, let me tell you this, and I pray to God I can say this publicly. I had to go in and I had to tell the department that he had said that I hacked his bank account because I'm trying to protect my clearance. They said, "Who?" I said, "Umar Johnson." You ain't been on the internet. I had to
Yeah.
literally pull it up bring it forward and
That was
play where
crazy.
he said that she hacked my account.
Mm-hmm.
They took it and they sent it up because I don't want to mess up what my
Yeah,
career until I'm ready to leave.
Right.
trust, I
But
know.
And I
he
think
shouldn't have
that's
said
why
that publicly.
that makes sense to why he said that.
Yo,
He's
to
trying to
be a
get you
fly
to
on
your
the
job.
wall and see their faces when you told them that shit.
Well, I had did an event, but I'm always doing event. Considered the Black Power lady. At the
Right.
job,
Uh-huh.
they don't
But it
violate
makes
federal
sense. It makes
police.
sense to
They don't
why he
mess
Yeah,
said
with
but
it.
nothing.
Umar Johnson is a whole nother kettle of fish.
But they're thinking like, oh, they're thinking about back antiquated things that are antiquated, and he does not shake any walls. He doesn't like.
Right.
They're not concerned with him on that
Because
aspect.
he's doing more damage than he is
He
helping.
is. He's making us look like
Mm-hmm.
I was embarrassed. I had to do a series of interviews. I was embarrassed to sit up and tell people what I had to tell them and look at their
Mm-hmm.
face like, what the fuck are y'all? Why are y'all keeping them? Why are you letting them? It ain't me. This is why I'm
So
talking.
it makes sense.
It's not me. It's a demographic of us that are just not, they're not thinking.
Yeah,
And
and it makes sense to why he said that. He was killing two birds with one stone. He needed an excuse for why he ain't had no money in the bank
This
account
is why they
situation.
won't touch
And he
this
was
shit
trying
with
to
a
get you
10-foot
fired.
pole.
but it was stupid because why would you say it? You don't know what department, what I do for. I work for the government, but they're gonna
Right.
go through your shit with a fine tooth comb to make sure I
Yes,
didn't,
they
All
and
gonna
he did
figure
was
then
out
they're
just
shit
put
gonna
the
that you
make
government
did
on
sure
that
himself.
you don't remember.
a lot of stuff didn't happen. Like they're gonna make sure that your shit ain't touched, and they're gonna turn around and make sure that your shit is in order. So you
Mm-hmm.
literally
Wow.
cause things to happen because you talk too damn much. You're
Right.
emotional.
Right.
Now they going at you with a fine tooth comb, my
Then you
nigga.
put my
Doofus.
then he put
Doofus McGoofus.
my work phone up there, and
Oh,
you
he done
got
fucked up.
people. And I told them don't text that phone. They gonna do whatever they want to do.
Right.
They know about what burners and Google phone and all. They know about that. They know how to get around that shit. I
Right.
gotta turn that phone in.
You
They
messing
wouldn't.
with the government people. That means
People
that
are
they can reach
stupid.
out and call somebody and be like, yo, we got a warrant right here for this one, this one, this
Mhm.
one, this one. We need to know who them belong to.
We are in a
Okay.
gathering stage,
Now,
sweetheart.
now I
Yeah,
wanna
they're just gathering information.
now I wanna switch
I don't
lanes
know
here.
why he did that.
I want to switch lanes here. Now, I do remember you saying that there were other women whose stories
Yeah,
who
yeah.
uh,
They gonna have
you mind talking about that? I'm not asking you to tell the
when
story, but
no,
if
yeah.
you
I
want to,
some
you
of them
can.
because he has looky loos. Some of it I don't know because I talk with a really good filter, but I don't want to give anything that he would know who because some of them are still in contact. But
Okay.
what I will say is that he needs to yeah, he's dangerous. And I feel like
Well,
there's nobody that I would sit up and blindly just,
Throw under the bus.
or not
yeah,
even
I'm
that,
not
just
asking you to do
blindly
that. I just
follow. I
some
would
of the other
never
women.
follow somebody if I heard certain things. Let me tell y'all, when I was in the bed with him, I was like, what is going on when I see the stuff that happened down in what is that, Seacrest, Georgia, where the lady threw the bag up there? He
Yes,
was trying
yes,
to act
yes.
like he was asleep, but I was literally trying to investigate if this girl was telling the truth or not.
I think she was
Absolutely, I know she was. The way that they drowned her out like that, like,
right, and they picked the
why would
bag
you
up
not?
when she said, "Look at my bag." The dude quickly
The
grabbed
way that
that
they
bag.
manhandled her, you should see the face on these pink faces when showing this. Like, why are you dragging a woman out of there like that? Like she's
Right,
got a bomb strapped to her. You just had to escort her out.
right.
Nobody asked any questions.
When she said, "Look in my bag," the dude quickly grabbed her bag so he could
Yeah,
take
they didn't want to know. I think from this lady from Illinois, I think a lot of them know shit. This is what I believe. and I'm gonna be honest, I believe that there are people that have been in certain parts of the conscious community that pushed him forward. He got off the leash. They didn't know that he was gonna be like this, and then they tried to run and hide. And you didn't
Mm-hmm.
come out, you didn't warn people or nothing. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't
Talking to
because
you,
people are so
Sonetta.
wrapped up in him.
We're talking to you, Sonetta.
Not even Sinetta.
It ain't even him. I think he tried to warn. I think there are some that knew
No,
and
he
didn't
helped.
care. They tried to warn.
This
I'm
is
talking about
beyond.
there were.
Everybody want to point the finger at Sinetta. Now I will give him this. Everything is not his fault. He gave them a platform to
Yeah,
scam, and scam they did, and he sat up and collected the money from whatever revenue he could get. He
I feel
got
like if
some.
anything goes down, Sarnetta gonna be out in the trenches. I know one damn thing. It won't be Umar.
That too.
I
Sonetta.
don't. I
But
don't believe
Sonetta
it's
that.
said he
people.
believe him about the
It's
school.
people that don't necessarily have YouTube channels. They big in the conscious community. You might see
Yeah,
them in the back of somebody's video or on somebody live. Those are the ones that funded Umar. Those are the ones that kept this mess going.
but
When
it's
people
other
sat up
ones
here and
too.
tried
It's
to
other
tell them
ones that
about
shame.
Umar, they sat up
It,
there and came together and shouted everybody down.
it's other ones too. It's one that passed when I heard her name. That shocked me. There are a lot of them that didn't know what Umar was because you gotta literally sit up and be with some grimies all the time to pick up on some of the stuff that Umar does. Everybody don't sit with scammers and thieves and liars. So when it comes to them, it's
They
harder
think
for
they
them to pick
clueless.
up. But
Right.
the problem is, even for somebody that just recently got ran over by him, you knew right from wrong. You know morals. You should have stepped up. You should have said something. Y'all want a
Mm-hmm.
leader and a win so bad. You let this man off the chain to do whatever. He's running the conscious community like a crime syndicate.
The
This is
favorite
why
Right.
he
phrase
keeps
is,
drawing in the FBI.
I don't want to send another black man to prison.
And
Fuck
why are you
that.
trying to tear down a black man? This is not me
I'm
trying
tired of
to
hearing
tear
that.
him down. This is about him
Yeah.
stepping off the path. You don't need to do this. You don't need to be doing this shit in a hotel room with women. You felt like you could do it
Right.
because you felt you had power.
Exactly. And I
You
think
could have
that's what he
ran this
gets
stuff
off
all the
on.
way up.
I don't think it's the women that he gets off on. I think it's the power that he can do it.
It's
The
the
fact that he
power,
can do it.
absolutely, because we have been without it for so long. Any
Right.
any any
Mm-hmm.
little bit of it, we go. It's just like with Diddy. Diddy didn't have to go and do all that freak off stuff. You could have got a
Right.
wife. Y'all could have did what y'all had to do in the bedroom and just kept it pushing.
They got
You
swinger
sacrificed
parties.
everything.
Yeah. He didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
You
I got a
can't blame
question.
that on her for doing what you know they're going to do. Why would you sit up there and even if you are running guns wrong, like you're running guns and you know you're in the conscious community, why would you do that? You are bringing heat to it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it the right way. Go get your F and whatever they call it, the F and F or whatever. Go and get that and do it the right way. You can't run it like a crime syndicate. They're gonna
What's
take
your
you
question,
down.
sis?
Yep. I got a
What's your
question.
question?
Um, was there any pillow talk that's worth you repeating?
Oh man, everything was just it wasn't any pillow talk. It was really just his him coming to me on advice about things that you as a 51-year-old you should know. Like the Joe
Mm.
Button and the Mark Lamont Hill, and if he should get on live with what is that chick's name? Amber Rose, and should I go and do this podcast? It's passing me to women, not knowing what to do with these women. You don't know how to help a woman. You are a psychologist, a school psychologist, but you have more training than I do. You don't know how to walk somebody through, getting them to a safe place. It's
Oh
just been,
wow.
he's a lot. He's a whole lot.
I got
He's
a
a
question
lot.
too. Do you think he actually slept with Sukihana?
Hell no. No. No.
I don't
I
know.
think that I think that what this lady said on my page when he was lying on them women saying that he was sleeping with them or making it out to be, like how he takes pictures with them suggestively. So the way that he took a picture with Sukiana make his
Uh-huh.
fans, because they're all under the indoctrination. But ain't no damn way Umar is paying $70,000 a month for her expenditures. Suki is not
But
messing with that
Suki
old
said
ass
she wanted
man.
to give it up though.
Huh?
Suki, the one who reached out and said she wanted to give it up. That's what I'm
No.
saying.
I think
So you don't think
her
so?
and Ray J, they do things for not for clout, but for exposure, for just publicity. Like when Ray J hopped in his DM, Umar is known in that space as somebody who just wants to be in the space for clout. He keeps
Right.
bringing up their names. They're never going to respond to him because they don't want to deal with him. They don't want to
Mm.
mention. And Ray J got in his inbox and he did that. He knew that Umar was going to put it up on IG because Umar's the same way. He wants the clout off of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray J
So
is,
you
I
you
mean, he's
you
not checking for Umar. And he just
you
runs,
never seen him talk to any celebrities besides that?
You said what now? Sorry.
Have you ever seen him talk to any celebrities besides Ray
No,
J?
no, no. But by how like Mark Lamont Hill talks about him, I know that man, him, even Charlemagne, I know that the men do not know him on a personal, like they're not going out hooping and doing like getting lunch and shit.
Right.
Or maybe that, but they don't know him, know him. They know him in a working capacity, but they don't know him.
Okay. They only
No.
know the facade.
Yeah, because if they got close to him and they knew what was going on, then they would know that man cannot open a school. He's not fit to be in a building with kids.
Right.
He's not, or if they do, then shit. That says a whole lot about their character.
It does.
And
They
somebody
gotta
wanted to
know
know,
most
did
people
Umar?
that are
Oh,
in
sorry.
economics and listen to his, the how he's worked this project. They know that man is not. He cannot run a school. He cannot run a school. He
Right.
approached the project wrong. The fact that he was still taking donations after getting the buildings tells most people that have already done, not maybe not built an institution, but built other companies. They know that them buildings can make money just by sitting there. Why are you still taking donations? I know
That's
that.
a good point.
I
That's
would
a
have
very
had,
good
how
point.
many towers I would have had in I would have had you charging vehicles, everything. There's ways that you can make money off of buildings that cannot have an occupancy. Now you can't have people in there, like you can't have an event and throw, but you can do things with those buildings. He could have used it as storage. He could have did anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And somebody said, Why do you think that Umar's not fit to be around children?
It's just he for one, he people that love kids are always around kids. You can
Right.
come over my house at any time and there's some kids in here. But Umar doesn't gravitate towards children. He likes to be around, I believe, where his age stunted at, and that's college kids. But he doesn't know how to deal with young kids. He's trying to open up a school and he has mental health issues. I haven't seen him correct the child properly yet. When those kids came out there to the buildings, he doesn't know how to talk to them or interact with them. He was flustered. He's never been in a school environment and been able to have someone come out and be like, "Oh yeah, that's Dr. Yu, he did this with us or did that with us." There's nothing. And if this was a passion
That's
of
what I want
his,
to ask you.
most
Okay.
people have already started their organization in college. He was in college for 20 years. Most people start all of this in college. Where is the organization that you have started and has been running since?
Wait, he was
Go
in
back to my
college for 20 years?
Yeah,
if
schooling.
do the math, 6 degrees. It had to be around 20 years. But for,
So
all we
couldn't
have
that
verified.
be an
But
assistant?
yeah, I know y'all don't believe in the degrees, and I know for one. I know for
Either he
one thing
wasn't
that
a
there were.
principal or he wasn't in school that long. That's my opinion. It can't be both because the timeline doesn't add up when it comes to his age. Information man,
Information man, peace and
shit.
respect.
Yeah, yeah. And then I know that he said that he worked in Trenton, New Jersey. He said that he
That's
worked
what I'm
there with.
saying.
That's very. He worked at a charter school. He
Well,
worked
he
at a
So
that's not
charter
what he
school.
said. He said that he worked there with kids that were accused of sexual crimes. He was in like a
huh?
juvenile facility.
Wait, hold on. See, this is where the stories gets mixed up. You
Yeah,
telling
because
the world that he was assistant principal somewhere out here in Philly. Then I hear he's in a charter school. Some might be Philly, might be Jersey, but now there's a third story. See, this is where the math ain't math. And
That's a
then
lot of
you
stuff.
said that he was in college for 20 years. That will explain 6 degrees, but he couldn't have did 20 years in college and been a principal because you got to add the 10, 15, 20 years he's been doing this.
Hmm.
two and
The
two ain't
math
gonna
ain't
make
math. Yeah,
24, bruh.
the
It
math
ain't
do
gonna
not
work.
matter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If one of these motherfuckers ain't, I don't think he was in school for
I
20
don't
years.
think so. It's a lot of stuff because I knew something
Look,
was
one
wrong
makes
with
the
that.
other one impossible. If he doesn't have the degrees, then he couldn't have been the principal, right?
Right?
That's true. That's
And
true.
all we can verify is that 2 year degree he got from that unaccredited holistic college. Say it with me, unaccredited holistic college. All of that makes that impossible for him to have gotten a degree in clinical psychology for children.
For something, I don't know.
They
It's like
walked
there's
him
something
off because
wrong
he
with
didn't
why he
have it.
brings that stuff up so much, but it's very he gets very defensive
He went
about
to court.
certain things. Huh?
He went to court. And the people
Right?
said, if you got 6 degrees, show them. He said,
And
well,
he
I
said,
can't show them right now. You got to give me time. And they say, we give you 30 days. Them 30 days passed. And what happened? Still no degrees. Umar doesn't
and
have them. He
I
never
want to point
did.
out when you see any other people with these degrees and they got them up, they always
Information,
got them
man.
hanging up on the wall.
It's
Hmm.
required by law.
That's what I'm saying. They always got them
Yeah.
hanging up on the wall so you can see them and verify
It's
it.
other things. It's other things too, like a woman saying that she helped him with schooling, with the schoolwork. I believe that. I believe that he
Yeah,
didn't
I do believe
earn.
he
And
did
that's why that
at
dissertation
least
that's
one of those.
online is a mess.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the fact that it was hidden too, because he didn't want people to find it. He didn't want people to find it.
Mm-mm.
We
Mm-mm.
if
That ain't his
let me
choice.
tell you, if Umar gets a new jacket, he will start a live and let y'all show y'all his new jacket. If he
I
has
noticed
the
that.
degrees, then he would put them. You would never stop seeing them. You would
Right.
never stop seeing them. He might have them, but I'm saying if there wasn't anything weird with it, if it was just straight
Right.
up,
If
The
they were
artist
real,
which doesn't
legitimate
show.
degrees. When you
exactly,
tell
exactly.
me you have 6 degrees, I'm thinking that you got 6 degrees from 6 institutions. There should be no
Right.
other thought in your head. But since
Yeah,
Umar want to go out here and say, um, look it up when you ask him, can
yeah,
you see his degrees?
Right. That's what I'm
By
saying. It's
law,
always an argument.
by law, he has to show them to you to show you that
yeah.
he is qualified for that work.
Well, this is something else I want to ask you guys because and even the chat when he went to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for the court about what was that his license?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, in they don't have anyone to. I don't know. I guess I'm asking. Did they get the transcription from that court case? I know that he didn't even write the letter that was submitted in for
We
himself. That
watched
girl
it
Ann did.
live. It
Yeah,
was
the girl
live
Ann
streamed
did.
because it was during the
But the
pandemic
thing,
or right after.
but the thing that I'm wondering is if they told him that he could not work in the school because of his mental health. Because
No,
Uh,
it seems like
they gave him they gave him a sanction. he can't he can't say that he's a clinical psychologist. He can't operate in the state of Pennsylvania because he shows no proof of a license. Bump to 6 degrees.
I
Even if
want to
you
know
have
when he
degrees, you
got
got to have a
fired if
license.
they told him that he would not be able to either get that again because of his mental health. Because I think, don't they have to take a mental health evaluation themselves in order to
Right.
get like the license or this? Like, isn't there something
Well,
where they
that's
I
have
don't know
to?
how
usually
it works.
they usually weed them out in school, if I'm not mistaken, and then if not, they're at their internship. See, that's the thing. You don't just go to school for 4 years and then come out a clinical psychologist. They're treated basically the same as doctors. Their time is a little bit shorter. But you still
Yeah.
have to do the basic stuff, like you have to go through the regular school, then you go to the next one, and that's the specialized training, and you do your internship and all of that. That's why the timeline doesn't add up.
I think
Right.
something happened to where they would not let him back in the
But
schools.
look,
I
here
honestly
goes the
believe
thing. His
they
name is
And
skipped
I
not
over his
scored
Umar
name.
out on
Johnson. Did he legally change his name to Umar Johnson?
I can't
Yes,
find the
I
news
think so.
clipping. He's supposed to submit that into the newspaper. If his father did it, then they're supposed to put it in the newspaper. It's supposed to run, I think, for 2 weeks in PA. But I can't find it. I can't find it. And then the other thing is the name is able to be switched around with so many different aliases. It's insane. Um it's a lot of weird stuff around that. It's a lot of he's switching. He's a Jermaine Shoemake, and then he's Umar Johnson. Even when we were supposed to go to court, I was like, shit, I don't know what to put on here. Like, I don't know what the hell is legal. Like, what's on his driver's license or what? Like, what is he moving under? Then I've heard Jermaine Johnson. When he orders food, he uses Jermaine
Mhm.
Shoemake.
What did I
Like,
get wrong, info man? It's been a minute.
I don't know.
So you said when he orders food, he goes by the name Jermaine Shoemake.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought that
That
was
tells me he didn't legally change it because why
Okay,
would you?
2011.
I like what the credit cards and stuff is. I don't know. I don't know. I
And
could call
He has credit cards in different names. You
I do
saying?
want to point this, I do
that
want
in
to point
there is a
this out.
problem. And if his
I,
degrees are in different names, or if he's worked under these different names, I don't know. So that
why
needs
would
to
you do
be
that?
investigated. I need to put that.
And I do want to point out there is a story of him actually working at a school and being escorted out the school
That's
because
what I
he
was
did
talking
not have
about. Did they tell
everything.
him?
Info man wants you to drop the link, Remy. Is that cool?
Okay, okay, yeah.
Okay,
I
I
wanted to
got it.
know if they told him when they escorted him out, and I'm pretty sure he had to go in front of somebody, the school board, something. Did they tell him that he could not work in the school system anymore? I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out if that is where the school, him deciding, well, I don't need to go to the school system. I'm gonna just create my own. Cause
He has
that
Well,
at least
seems like
12
yeah,
something that he
aliases.
would do.
yeah. I well, all I know is they escorted him off of the premises because um of what he did. Um, he did something to hold on. They escorted him off the premises because of what he did to he showed up to those people. No, this is a different case. He did something. I think he took a child off the medication or something like that, and something happened, and it backfired on the school, and he wound up. And they find out that he didn't have his license at all to be doing what he was doing. So they had a police escort, and then he went on a court case with someone,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and the judge asked him, "Or where's your license?" Because he wanted to be a witness or something like that,
Uh-huh.
and they asked him where's his credentials, and he didn't have his credentials, so
Oh
they
my gosh.
dismissed it. And I think that's when the school found out, and escorted his ass off the premises with the police.
What?
Yeah, they didn't just escort. They called the police and said, "You gotta go." This dude here
And
didn't.
they had he had to know that he wasn't going to get another job after that. So I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out when, at what
That's
point.
why he has it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what at what point did this school thing become, you know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me that, like, when did he just, because listen, he talks a whole lot about, this is another reason why I was going to say, he talks a whole lot about when he
Oh,
blew up. He was like,
here it
oh, when I
goes.
was in Chicago, da 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 da. But he never talks about when he got the idea. Like for my project, I know where I was when that idea came in my
I do
head.
remember he said he got the idea. Uh, he said he always had the idea, but
But he never speaks on that, and that tells me that this is not a labor of passion
I
like
think
this.
it. I
He
I
think it
been
think
was
this is
when
scamming the
just a
whole time.
I think it was when he first put the idea out, right,
mhm.
uh, to the public when he started blowing up and saw the donations coming in. Then he found out that St. John's was being sold. So
St.
I think
Paul.
that was
Okay.
St. Paul's. I think that was the first experiment. So let me put
No,
that out
wait,
there and
no,
see what I can
pause.
get.
St. Paul was a reactionary thing. He
That's what
has
I'm saying.
said, wait, he had been saying that he was gonna build a school for so long. They called him on it. When he did the St. Paul commercial, that was supposed to be a slap in everybody's face, but it backfired on him. Cause then that's when he had to go buy the bandos.
Mm. The Black Anonymous says he was calling himself a doctor before he had a doctorate.
But he doesn't
Mm,
have a doctor.
He doesn't
that
have it.
says a lot.
Oh,
That says a lot. And then the fact
so
that he said that he got the degrees, I know it's some place where he said he got the degrees because he felt like he could use leverage that if he had to get degrees, he had to have more than everybody. So this wasn't something that was
Yeah.
passion. It wasn't based in passion, or this is something desire what he really wanted. I think he always knew that he was going into psychology because he wanted to figure out what was wrong with him at an early age. I think from them in Jacksonville when he was in North Carolina, and they said that they was just tormenting and bullying the hell out of him because he was different, he was weird. Um, I think that he knew something was wrong with him. I think that he didn't know
right.
to like hold it back, and he learned over the years. He's standoffish and not as in everybody's face because he knows what's going on with him. Certain people can pick it up. He's just a recluse. You know, he's a recluse and he's not like out there in front of, even in him going to an all white school, he was not mingling. He
Sis,
wasn't.
can you drop the link again for information, man?
Mm.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can
No,
continue.
you're fine. I'm processing all of this because I was like, where the hell have I been? I didn't know nothing about this man.
Okay, so Manny put in, he said the look a child was misdiagnosed. The mom was
That's what it
cool with
was.
it, but the dad went in there going ham, and that's when they called for the police escort out because old boy was finna get it.
Oh,
That's what it was.
So
wow.
it's been a while.
And y'all want to put him in a school?
Oh,
No, that's
so you
not.
said so it's widespread mental illness in that family on at least one side.
Oh, on one side, yeah, you can see it in the Nissa and a little bit in the other. The other girl hasn't came out yet,
Mm-hmm.
but or hasn't been out. But yeah, you can see it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. But you got to be open. You got to be open to see it. I don't see how people can't see it. Once I was in the house and I was taking care of her, and I saw what I saw because I went through stages. Like it was stages. Like I knew he wasn't good. I figured that out, but I thought he was just like what he was, but he's still passionate about what he's doing. And then I went through stages where I was like, damn, this man can't open no damn school. Or maybe, it's something else going on. So let me take this off of his plate so he can work because, we want the school. And then I got further down. I'm like, hold up. I don't think he's trying to do a school. And then I went further down and I was like, you're demonic. I got to get the hell up out of Dodge. So that's how my stuff went. But I had to be out there in person to see the things and just, see what he was about. I couldn't do it over text because, he'll tell you one thing and then it'd be a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So it took me but if I was like in the same city, like up under him, I would have figured him out in like what, 3 or 4 days. I would have known. I was like, yeah, you tripping. There's no way. I'm around people, even when the people that come through to walk through the job, I'm around people that build conglomerates. He don't have that in him. He's not that person.
Do you
Right.
know when Umar got evicted from his apartment?
I don't know. I think it was due to non-payment. I wasn't around when that happened, but just knowing his avoidance style is he will let something go and go and go until it's like right at the front door and he can't get around it or do nothing with it. And then he
Mm-hmm.
deals with it, but he deals with it the backwards way. He doesn't listen to people at all. You're stupid. You don't know anything. I have 6 degrees. I'm the
Uh-huh.
intelligent one. And you be like, all right, thug it out. Do what you do. And then he'll it's a disaster. So I don't know, but that's the one thing. It's the same thing that happened in Wilmington. The same thing that happened with the school. He's not paying attention. You don't work methodically. You know how your brain works, but you're not working in that sequence. You're all over the place. He's not going to be able to do this. It takes a special type of personality to have. Even when I decided to open up a business from home, I could do it because I'm organized, but I've been in a job where I've been dealing with paperwork and being able to organize and everything. But if I wasn't organized and my house was a mess and my life was chaotic, there's no way that I can run a business. No way.
Right. Right.
And I don't understand how people think that he can live in squalor and be able to run a school. It's not going to happen. And then when you come in and you try to take that stuff off his plate, he don't want you to take it off his plate. He wants to keep it like it is.
The fact that his
So
life is disorganized shows me that he
very,
can't organize a school.
very people that are able to open up schools and do stuff like they are organized, they are on top of things, they are knowledgeable. If they don't know, they're going to find and get amongst other people that do it. There is just a character about you. You can't stay as a recluse and think that you can go up in Wilmington in a neighborhood that don't know you, and then people are going to open up and let you have their kids. That's
Right.
that's crazy.
Right. And you know what else is crazy? He said he was going to be their history teacher and principal. I'm like, oh, this dude is off his
No,
rocker.
and then travel and then hold down the diaspora. And then people are thinking that then they're calling him to talk about things the man he does not know what he's talking about.
Have you
I
ever been
can't
around
publicly
for
talk
one of
about
his?
finances, but he don't know he does not know anything about that. He doesn't know anything about it.
Have you ever been to the bandos?
I have. I went up there on my own. It's so many things. Yeah, no. The buy itself was bad. The buy itself was bad. I wouldn't have never told him to buy those buildings.
He paid
That alone,
$10.
yeah, that alone was a misstep. That should tell you when he came back with them buildings, they said, "Oh shit, he don't know what he's doing."
There you go. I was waiting for you.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Hey, info
Hey, how you
man.
doing,
Hey,
man? How you
info
doing, man?
man.
How y'all doing? Great program tonight. I just want to. You said a lot of things that were true. From what I understand, Umar did not get hired as a school therapist or even a school psychologist because he wasn't licensed. He was working, I believe, for a charter school. And the reason why they got rid of him is because he was misdiagnosing the children that were in the
Oh,
program. And he
Yeah,
did it.
we
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, we just somebody texted me and told me a minute ago.
Right. So thank you. So because of him misdiagnosing, the charter school was concerned about if this was to get out, that they would lose their whole accreditation to be a charter school. So it was more expedient to get rid of Umar because Umar was doing something that was out of his scope. Now, if you graduate from college with a PsyD, you can practice as a counselor, because I did some research on this too, and I talked to some folks at my job about this. This is what I want to drop on you all. You can work as a counselor. You can do family counseling. You can get a certificate for that, but you cannot go around saying that you are a therapist of a school or a school psychologist without a license. And if you do any type of therapy sessions with people in the guise of calling yourself a therapist as a psychologist therapy, then you are violating all types of laws. So because Umar went outside of his scope and didn't stay in his effing lane, they had to get rid of him because he was going to bring more heat on them. Now, this is what I also found out.
wow.
I did some research in Philadelphia, and I talked to someone at my job about this. That's a psychologist. When I believe Umar claimed that he finished school, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, I believe 2012 or somewhere in there. Okay, check this out. Do research. When you leave school, you've got about 4 years or 5 years as to get a social work license and psych treatment. You have 5 years. You have between 4 and 5 years, even as a psychologist, to pass your license. Any work that Umar did at that school, this is why they also got rid of him. He has to have it signed off by a licensed psychologist or psychiatrist.
Right.
So if he would have went to them because he's so arrogant and said, "Hey, I like to do some diagnosis, but I need somebody to sign off on my work," right? But he went off and did something as a renegade, and it turned out to be bad work. Now, since Umar left school, if he went to school, he left school, he had 4 to 5 years all the way back to 2012. Everybody, what year is it right now?
2025.
And we'll be in 2026 after this next month, right? So what I found out, everybody, is that if you don't complete your license within that framework, all your work that you did during that year does not count towards the license. So that means if Umar was to get a license right now, he has to go back to school and complete the changes in requirements. This is now check this out. For what I do in my job, every 2 years I have to get CEUs, continuing education, to maintain my certification. Because Umar has never gotten a license, so he's never been able to do CEUs. And I've mentioned this. When does he ever go out to get CEUs? Because of that, that dude is so far behind in the changes that have occurred that he would have to go back to school and take various courses to get himself up to speed with the changes since 2012, which is why they have you do CEUs every so many years. Umar hasn't kept up with anything, so therefore he can't run around and say he's anything. And even when he says he's a psychologist, this dude hasn't kept up with the changes in the DSM 5 or 6 or wherever the hell it is now. So what I'm telling you, and I was going to bring this up in a show, that Umar is so outdated. Out of the realm of what they're doing in psychology right now. I'll lay my plane there.
Oh, you're fine. I just got
I appreciate
I have one question for you, Info Man. You said children, so he was diagnosing multiple children at that school.
Right. What happened? Wow. Even Honor will back up what I'm saying because he's brought it up on his show. He got caught misdiagnosing the children, and the diagnoses were false. You know how Umar is always saying, you know, kids don't need to be on no medication for their conditions. He has this belief system
that's dangerous.
that
Mhm.
any medication is not good for the kids. I will admit to you right here that some medication is needed and some medication is not needed, but that's up to a psychiatrist and a parent
Right.
Yeah,
to make the best decision, because they tell you the pros and cons of being
exactly.
right. We know that there's certain drugs like Ritalin that will make your kids sluggish. So now you have to say, no, I don't want my kid on that. But what Umar is doing is that he's saying that across the line, nothing is no good. You can't do
Yeah,
that. You cannot
Yeah.
do that. And you got to
Right.
have, and if you make that claim, you have to have not a theory, you have to have facts to back it up by data and peer review. Another thing, Umar Johnson has never been peer reviewed by anybody.
yeah. I
Oh
laid the
man,
psychiatrist.
Overbrook, dynamite. Go ahead.
So
No, I was just gonna
go
say
ahead.
there are people I've had lunch with that have told me that he is like what you said, antiquated. I knew that though from when he was calling kids retarded.
Yes.
Like,
Uh-huh.
no, they don't. It's not even about what it's rude. It's why would I wouldn't want anybody, and that's kind of the reason why I didn't put my son next to him. A lot of the stuff that he thinks is insensitive, and I didn't want him to say something to make my son who has autism like
Right.
worse.
Right.
Yeah, but he's not good. Like some of the stuff I agree with, but
Mhm.
even that book is pointless. I gave the book to the lady that I'm talking about, and she said,
Mhm.
"Okay, all of this stuff they can find. They have,
Yeah.
things in the school district that make sure that the school district is doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as with the IEPs.
Right.
Like that's all you have to do is go to them."
For example, I have personally worked with kids who have had I have a background in working with kids with disabilities, physical and emotional.
Mm-hmm.
The parents have a right to an IEP to evaluate whether the kid needs to be on meds or not. Like I said, some meds are necessary depending on the child. Every child is different. And as the
Yeah.
lady put on the board there, it's a spectrum. Every child,
Yes.
some kids are higher functioning than others. But see,
Others, yeah.
this is the thing that I want y'all to understand. When you hear Umar talk about psychology and the way he does, you guys do know that most of the stuff that he's talking about is outdated back to the 90s. He's talking like he's living in the 90s.
I told y'all.
Right.
Even when he talks about black boys, he got that from the brother. What's that brother that wrote that book? I can never say his name right.
The guy
Jajufu.
that they try to say stole his book.
Yeah.
Kanjufu.
Yeah. When you hear Umar talking about this whole idea about black boys, he stole the lingo from that real doctor.
Yep.
And
That's
then
where he
claimed
got
that
it
he
from.
stole his book.
He just remixed it to fit his sort of, his
Exactly.
themes, right? But I'm telling you, Umar, even the stuff that he talks about in terms of the black conscious community, I've heard people that have been a part of that community and say he's saying shit that was already said in the 90s. It's old, it's outdated.
It's very
He's
antiquated.
repeating the same shit, ranch and repeat.
Right.
Yeah. He's still talking about COINTELPRO, and I'm like,
We've been past
I'm
that.
a black prepper.
Right.
We're not worried about no damn COINTELPRO stuff. We're more worried about BEI. He's
Right.
out of the. He's not up to date on anything. Anything.
Now I have to ask you this, Miss Stacks.
Yes.
I gotta ask you this question. This is the problem I have with Umar
Okay.
as it relates to the treatment of his mother.
Ugh.
I believe that everything you need to know about a man is how he treats
Yes.
his mother. And I've said this live myself.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
something about his relationship to his mother as it relates to his father not being there and whatever was going on in his younger years. And I believe that Umar is trapped in a man's body as a child and
Yes.
he's acting it out before our very eyes.
Yep.
And he's
Mhm.
out there giving these fantasies about what type of school he's going to have. Our kids are going to be able
And
to
you
fly
can't
rocket
sit, you
ships.
can't play with us, you can't come over here.
Right.
And that's another
That's
thing
a fact.
I wanted to get with you, information man, because he does that a lot. He's big on exclusion, like the Book of Negroes, or you can't come on the
Yes.
property.
You
Or
know
when he was
why?
talking about getting rid of little black
Because he
boys
doesn't
for
want to. He
good.
doesn't
Yeah,
want
Yes,
I think
nobody
that's
because
what
to.
was done to him as a
yes,
child.
I believe Umar was not very popular as a child.
No,
He
and
was shied
I
away. He
said the
was made fun
same
of.
thing.
And so
I
what's
said the
happening
same
is
thing.
what's happening is he's projecting the very thing that he went through. And then another thing that you got to remember in that
and
video.
he was beat really bad,
Now,
information man.
now, this is why I'm glad you said that for this reason. Remember the video when Umar Johnson was talking? He was in those bandos, I believe,
Mhm.
and he said something about this is where we're gonna have detention, and we may have to like take them in the back and cave some chests in.
Yeah,
Do y'all remember
Exactly.
that?
Mhm.
I
Do
remember
Yes.
that.
y'all remember
I
that?
say that all the time.
That's why I
I'm
said
glad
he
you know.
cannot be
I
around
wish
kids.
that's what I said. He said, he not coming home. I have to cave his chest in. And I'm like, imagine my son
That's his.
calling me and
But this is
telling
the
me
this is the
this
this is the dichotomy. This is the weirdness about it. On one hand, he's talking about caving young men's chests in as part of the detention. One minute he's talking about on a video about how we got to take out some of these young thugs. But then the next minute he
10%.
does a video where he says, I want to cuddle with the boys by the campsite.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
That school
See,
got
That
burned down immediately.
what that kind of behavior is bipolar like behavior. Hot
hmm
and cold. One minute
Yeah,
you're
yes,
yeah,
Yep.
warm and cold.
yes,
yeah.
and that is from what the family told me from North Carolina when he was in North Carolina. His mother was being jumped on in front of him,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
they beat him. He got beat so bad that they found him outside naked.
Oh
Oh
my
They
my
God.
found
God.
him outside naked. This was something that was known in the area. The
So
Whoa.
sister, the
mhm,
same one that they called, he called a witch, that she's
Uh-huh.
been a big help to him, a
mhm.
big comfort. You know what I'm saying? Comfort to him. And he turned on her like it wasn't shit. And she's the one that talked him into going and leaving for the boarding school because he was getting his dad was jumping on him and the mom and his sister, but not really much the other kids. So that was his way out. That was his way
Right.
out. That they said go to the border, and then that would stop, and that's what he did.
Oh
Now,
But it
man.
took him away from
And
his
I think
mother.
the internet is his new family. That's
Yes,
why he was so quick
right,
to turn on his real family.
right.
yes, he has and I know this already. This is why I kind of don't like the internet.
Mhm.
Anytime you see somebody talk, kind of like when I came out, where they just tell everything, like, "Girl, are you slow?" No, I knew what I was doing, but with him, he will tell stuff that is inappropriate for everybody to know. He doesn't
Mhm.
have that filter, and people like that don't have anybody in real life to talk to. I
Okay.
know that.
Right. Right.
And they come out and they just tell everything that's going on in their life, all their
Mhm.
business, everything. Because he will tell. He tries to
But
act like he's private, but he will tell everything.
but
He just has to tell it his way.
this is the problem. I have to ask you this question. Why do you think, Lanae, why do you think that Umar is always alone? I know when he got those buildings, he had a lot of women around him that were out there painting, a lot of older women. And then, of course, those
Oh
people
my
are kind
God.
of gotten away from him. But in
Yeah.
general, when we see Umar, we
He's
see just
alone.
a one-man show. Why
Yep.
is
Right.
it that he doesn't have other men around him
He doesn't
that are
trust
working with
men
him?
because of what happened with his father. He told me that. Well,
Okay.
not because
Bam.
of what happened with his father. He told me he doesn't trust men. And I'm gonna
Right.
tell you, I'm gonna
Okay.
be
That makes
honest.
sense.
Umar acts like a middle-aged black
Woman.
woman.
I knew
Okay.
it. I've
Okay.
been saying. I've been
And
saying
that's
this ever
why
since
I'm
you
not
pointed it
very
out.
feminine. I told you guys where I would, I go four wheeling and shooting guns. I have to have a man that's extremely masculine in his, in order for me not to run over or feel like I'm going to run over him. Umar is sassy. He wants to argue. He wants to, to call names. I'm not an arguer. I don't like arguing. I like to have fun. He's very emotional. His emotions change from day to day. And you have to constantly check in with him to make sure what was good yesterday is
Yeah.
now good today.
So he
Too.
has, in general, he's a very insecure individual, and
Very. Oh
that's why
my
he's on
God, very.
and that's why he's on social media, because it's the people that support him that reinforce to make him feel that he matters, that he is legitimate as a man. So he's getting his masculinity when, like, for example, when you see him on these podcasts, that's almost like an orgasm for Umar because he's getting attention.
Yeah.
When he had those men on
Yeah.
the Danza podcast apologizing to him, that further feeds
Yes.
into his ego, and it also
Yes.
boosts him as I am a legitimate person. And see, I am gonna open up a school because see, look at all these podcasts, well-known
Right.
podcasts that keep bringing me on, and Umar feeds off of that. Now, Umar told his own daughter that she needed to take her butt off of social media, but yet this Negro is on social media all the damn time.
All
Information,
the
man.
time.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. There is nothing, not even his mama. There is nothing that man loves more than the internet. He is obsessed with it. Image, the image that he has on the internet is perfection to compared to his life. He can live. He's a boss on the internet. He's, all of these things. And that's why they keep trying to associate what I'm doing to that. I don't want
Mhm.
that. But he is obsessed with the image. He disowned his own child because she was embarrassing him and not making him feel like, this this major dad or this she wasn't feeding into the image that he wanted for the internet. He
Right.
told when we went to court, and I'm just saying this publicly, I never put it, but he told the judge he wanted me to stop doing interviews and he
Mhm.
wanted me to take my IG down. He does
Okay.
not want me talking at all.
Okay.
And the judge told him no. He didn't ask for nothing else. He didn't say, hey, stop
Wow.
reaching out to my family. Stop, and I'm not, but I'm just saying he went in there, he contested the ex parte. He wanted a trial. Why do you want a trial? Just accept it. If I'm doing the same thing that you feel that, you're doing to me, just
Mhm.
accept it and let's be split and go on. He wanted a trial. And he didn't even have to come to that court date. I went around the corner. I didn't expect to see him there. I didn't even get dressed. I didn't bring an attorney. I didn't. It was just supposed to bring the proof in because it was on a phone. Oh, it's something really really wrong with him. It's something really really wrong with him, and I don't feel like there's only one space that I'm really seeing where they get him. Other, outside of you and Lennon and everybody, but that's with professionals. They can see what he is, but everybody else that they don't see what he is. They don't see it. As soon as he did that stanky coochie video, I got a call, and that call ended up in just a whole bunch of stuff going on offline
Mhm.
that I have not put on online or anything like that.
Right.
They know what Umar is. They know what he is. That's why I've been cocky and everything. I'm like, the end's already been written, baby. It's already done. Y'all can talk all this, but I sat in front of professionals and they said, "Oh, we already know."
Right.
Can you
And
come
it
back?
makes sense
What
to
date
us.
can we? What date can we bring you back in and do the next interview?
They
Right. And
coming to
it makes
get you, player.
And it didn't make sense to us when he said that, because he said that you guys had multiple. He admitted that he met up with you multiple times and had multiple relations. And if you felt like that was the case, why did you keep going back? So when he said that, he contradicted himself as he said that. So when it made no sense. So nobody believed it in the first place,
Well,
except the
yeah, but
people
the
who
internet, they don't know. I done braid head. I done had people face between my legs and everything. I'm not worried. Yeah, he talks
nobody.
because all he had was that. That was all he had to fire back. When I told people this man put people in my space to find out dirt,
Uh huh.
he figured out. I talk about myself all the time. It's always about me. And then when I left, I was leaving. I was like, well, if you need me, call me or whatever. But I done found somebody. I'm doing this. Then he put people in the space and they were interested in finding things out about me. And I told him, I said, get your people out of the space. He admitted to it. He admitted to it.
Oh wow.
And then
Yeah.
I said, okay, I said, you lied. And the two people, they won't take a call from me. So I'm like, hey, come to court, explain. They won't take the call from me. But people thought I was lying. This stuff was going on offline before I came out about him. I wouldn't have never came out. They
See the
said,
Uh huh.
see the
Because I
problem with
remember Unc called me when you had court with him.
Mhm.
Unc called me and and,
he,
and I wanted to wait until you said anything about it, because it wasn't my place to say anything.
and they're like,
see,
oh, she's not scared of him. No, I want paper trail that shows I have exhausted all options with him because he's been posting he's gonna come to Kansas City. I'm gonna come to Mizzou. Why are you trying to come here, sir? You don't have a fan base here.
Right.
I
I
had to
He
think
never
like
said that.
I think
rally for him when he was coming.
Umar operates off of intimidation.
Yes.
He talks,
Uh
but see
huh.
what happens is when you have men or anybody who do a lot of screaming, yelling, working, trying to get people that follow them to go after people. That's
Mhm.
the sign of a very weak man. At the end of the day, he's a child
Right.
because
Right.
that's what kids do. That's craziness
Right.
that he
Mhm.
engages in. But I want to remind y'all of something again that I said earlier in the show, and
Mhm.
I got my stats here. Okay, if he graduated from school in 2012 and it's 2025 today,
Uh
because the
huh.
10-year window for
Of employment.
required supervised experience has passed, the previous application process rules no longer apply. To become licensed in Pennsylvania today, you would have to restart the process. You would
Uh
need to
huh.
meet all current
Mhm.
license requirements, which may involve completing additional supervision hours under the new rules, which are drastically changed. That's where he
Mhm.
got his degree. That's where he would have to go back and redo it. What I'm saying in a nutshell is that Umar, when he is on podcasts and doing the things that he does, and he keeps repeating that he's a school psychologist, everything that he's saying is false, is illegal.
Uh huh.
He can't say that because he's not. He's been operating off of false pretense,
Mhm.
and it's wrong. And this because he's a narcissistic man, which
Very
means he's
bad.
very weak in his core. Look at it like an onion. You know how onions are? You have deep layers. And when you
Mhm.
peel the onion, you come down to the core. Underneath the core of Umar is that little kid that was getting beat by his father.
Mhm.
And he uses people to elevate himself, to make himself feel good about himself. And
Yep.
this is why, Ms. Stacks, I agree with Brother Malik that Umar will do anything to make sure he doesn't lose those schools, because the schools represent the symbolism and the avatar of his manipulation. And it
Yeah.
represents to people that maybe something's going to get done. And it makes Umar feel good because he can go on podcasts and say, I'm the only one that's building a
Yeah.
school. It's
Yep.
all a part
Mhm.
of his ego, his
But
super
yeah, but
ego, as we call it.
and when it's all said and done,
Yes,
they're a temple, they're a shrine to himself. He
yes,
has no interest in the kids. He done wants to do everything with these damn schools except run a classroom. He done
I
talked about having everything like
that's
mixers
right.
and and all
Right.
these other things. It has nothing to do with the children.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And let me read off this super chat. No Contendo says, thanks for the super chat for $2. Appreciate that. He said Umar got smoked for single women, can't check men. And that's a fact.
Yeah,
And I wanna
absolutely.
branch off of what information man just said about him having to go back and get his degree. Maybe that's why we can't find it. That's why the schools say they have no records of him because that window of him happening to go back and renew it and get a new one.
Mm.
Maybe that's why when you call the school, they have no records of him.
Well, remember,
It's because
Honors
he was
talked.
never there.
Mm-hmm. Could have been
Right.
never there, but check
Look,
this
his
out.
name
Go ahead,
is
sister.
Jermaine Shoemake, right?
Okay.
That is
Uh-huh.
his original name.
Yes.
That
Mhm.
Umar Abdullah Johnson that you can find that messed up, garbled dissertation online,
Mm-hmm.
that is a Middle Eastern man.
Okay.
I looked this up years ago. He
Right.
wouldn't have had something like that with his name on it because it was prior to the name switch. It would have been Jermaine Shoemake on there. And it was only later that he changed his name to Umar Johnson. But half of those records that come up aren't even his.
So, do you think, sister, that he quite
He took
obviously
somebody else's name.
is taking someone else's identity that he has taken on?
We've
Yeah,
already looked
The
this man
name
up.
and the persona and all those sort of things.
I've been saying that for years.
Mm-hmm.
That's the look. It's not gonna be the craziest explanation. It's usually the easiest one.
Okay. Let me add this to what you just said. Honors one night on his
I
channel.
think that happens a lot. What she just said.
I agree with that. Let me just add this before I drop off. Honors one night on his channel went and did some research and said it looked like during the time that Umar was in school that he was about to get kicked out, that he was not doing very well. Now,
Yeah.
to your point, let's say that there's a missing piece to that. Let's say that Umar did go to school and that they actually did kick him out completely, and that he was, because Honor said that it looks like he was in school for years and years to get his degree. But let's say he actually got kicked out and fabricated this story that he did finish school when he actually didn't, and then he took on this persona that you just said of this other person that he was not. Let's say they kicked his ass out of school.
Starting to look
There
like that.
is something. There is something that's online.
Mhm.
It was something to do with. I can't remember. He was. They brought him back. He completed, and they brought
Okay.
him back, and he was working with a group of students. You'll have to Google it, but I saw that. So he
But this
worked on, but I don't know what it
this is
was.
the
I
pro-
didn't screenshot
this
it.
is the problem. When I did research, the school that he went to, I think right now is ranked 10th or something like that in what he was studying. This is the problem. His dissertation, when you read through that, it's poorer. I can't for the life of me imagine that trained psychologists at that university allowed him to get through with that paperwork as his last to get
For
his
many
doctorate.
years. For many,
Information,
many
man. I think
years.
it's like with everything that he does, even with this school, he talks it up. And when he got to the, because I know his sister said that she was helping him a whole lot when he was in school.
Yes.
And I think it was other women that were doing a lot of work for him, helping him out. But when he got to the point of, like, I don't know, crunch time, he threw it together.
Like, for
Because
example, that picture that I showed at Honors had showed where he's with I think a white lady. I think that was one of the women. This man, as much as he talks about snow bunnies, she was one of the women, I believe, that assisted Umar. Like you just said, he uses people to help him. I believe that woman was one of the
talking
people
about
that
the
helped.
one?
Yeah, I think
You
that
talking about
lady.
the one with the red hoodie?
I don't trust that
No.
dissertation that's floating around because for many years you could see it there, but you couldn't read it.
Right. But what I'm saying is The woman honors shows that picture when he was back in Philly. He's got the Philly jacket on, the white jacket. There's a white
Oh
woman.
yeah.
That woman actually is one of the people in that helped him in his
Yeah,
process when he was having problems.
yeah,
If
yeah.
that's
See?
the case,
Because
Yeah.
because I don't see even typing. I just do not see this man doing certain things. Like
Mhm.
even with him calling me on the phone and asking me why can't I use the like the scrubber on the wall. I'm like, because it's gonna tear up the scrubber before it. He was trying to see if he could use a scrubber over a sandpaper. Like common sense would tell you that
huh?
this is gonna tear this away. Before it makes it sands down the
Yeah,
issue. He doesn't have that type of thinking. Even when I told him, I said, "Oh, you can't put bananas on top of the fridge."
Oh
Why
my
can't I?
God.
Because the heat
well,
goes to the top of the fridge. How do you
Right.
not know these things?
Right.
Even
Right.
posting this, like California love, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's like these are things that you just come in contact as you move about. He doesn't have knowledge. I think he was in some place, and I said, "Well, go to this island because that's where it's the Thunder Island. It thunders all the time there." And he didn't know that. Like, how do you not know these places that you have traveled to? You haven't seen. You haven't tried to. People that like to learn are going to constantly be learning or trying to learn things. He's not that guy.
memorizing.
Right.
Especially if somebody has that many degrees, we should be able to sit up and talk about how zebras, are
Mhm.
born or something. He doesn't have that in him.
Right. I'm going to get ready to drop off the panel, but I appreciate you letting me come up and say my
I
piece
appreciate you
tonight.
coming, man.
Y'all keep doing. I'm gonna be listening. I just gotta. I had got home
Wait,
from the
wait,
job not too long ago. I'm gonna relax a little
Remy.
bit, but this is crazy,
Yeah,
y'all. This is crazy. So, Miss Dax, thank you for letting me. Let me
Thank
come
you.
up
I gotta
here
come to you and get some
and
therapy.
sister, definitely good to hear your voice. I'm gonna say this, and I've been saying this and saying this. I do believe that the end is coming near for Umar in terms of this whole thing that he's been doing. You just can't. I mean, I believe that the man did fall out, and I think all of that is a byproduct of him, the stress, the exhaustion of trying to run this con game.
and the
Hmm.
And
cocaine.
isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic, brother, that when we did that show on Sunday about the mold and the toxins in that place,
That
And
could
they
have
did that
been.
Umar
round.
falls out.
Somebody said it in my chat. Somebody
I
said it in
believe
my
that
comment
being in
section.
those buildings have contributed to whatever else is going on with him physically. Yeah, I
He
don't
Hmm.
was
want to see
sleeping
the
in there.
man. I don't want to see the man die, but it's indicative that the end and the time is running out on Umar Johnson. Y'all have a blessed night, and thank you for letting me come up.
You too.
Thank you.
Right.
Peace.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Appreciate you.
Trip C, did you say something to me?
Yeah, I was trying to tell you to look in the chat. Manny just dropped a picture. He was wondering if that was the one Information Man was talking about.
Hold on.
Does she have
Oh
brown
yeah,
hair?
this is it. This is it. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah. He
something.
had the
I
he had the
I
white
honestly
Philly
believe
jacket.
that she's on to something with the name thing. I feel like it's not only with him because his siblings have names that can be they can just
No,
be
but this
tweaked
guy,
around.
this guy
Huh?
has all the degrees that Umar is talking about, and it's
Oh
the
That's what
wow.
I'm
exact
saying.
same
But that
name.
Umar Abdullah Johnson went back overseas. That's
Right,
how I found out it wasn't Umar Johnson.
right. He has all the degrees, though. He
That's
has all
worth
the
looking
credentials.
into. That's worth
We've been
looking
saying,
into.
but she's been saying this for a long time, and I've been repeating it, and nobody really paid attention to it. And but Trip Caesar has been saying this for a long time that we think that he stole this man's name and his credentials. It's
Yeah,
for
because it doesn't match up. The intellect does not
and
match up.
I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence that
Even
And
how
the
he
only way the
pronounces
other
some
guy was
words, like he doesn't. I'm like, that's not how you pronounce that word. What are you talking? And it has nothing to do with him being from Philly. It's just that's not how that
Right.
that word is pronounced.
And the fact that you have to exact like to change your name, right? Is one thing to change your name. That's cool. But you
Thank you for the
changed
gin.
it to the exact same name, like first, middle, and last name. That's not a
Mm.
coincidence. And we want to thank you for the super chat. Um, I want to let y'all know
I
I
want to
do
know how.
appreciate the super chats, but YouTube take that. We do
Yeah, but it
appreciate it.
also pushes you up the algorithm.
Yeah,
So
it does push me up the algorithm. But if anybody does want to support the channel, the Cash App and PayPal is pinned to the top of the chat. But we do appreciate the super chat. We everything is appreciated. But if you feel like you want to support the channel, the Cash App PayPal is going along the screen at the bottom and pinned to the top of the chat. But Ginger Spice 444 says, "Thanks, Rim TV. Love you. Love you too, Lanae and Information Man.
Mm,
Well,
yeah.
we
Thank
love you
you.
too, sister.
Yes, we do.
no, they give you 30%, Shay. They take 70. Or is it
They
60?
take they taking 60 or 70.
Oh
But it's
wow.
all appreciated. It's all appreciated. But
That's why
information.
he never shows up. Because if he showed up, he'd have to answer questions.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
He
not look,
doesn't
his
cover.
name can Jermaine. I mean, it can be Jermaine Shoemake, it can be Umar Johnson, it can be
It
Umar
can be
Abdullah
Jermaine
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, it can be a
Yeah,
lot of things. I think that the
but the key
names.
to the matter is that when you pull up those degrees, the Umar Abdullah Johnson that matches to is a Middle Eastern man, and when he
Right.
was done, he was God. In 10 years ago, this man was like 50 something.
Can you
And that,
send that to me so
Girl,
and that's
I
what
I
can
that's
have to
done.
investigate
dig
it?
back so far. I found that
Oh,
information
okay,
out
okay. I thought
years
you had
ago.
it.
I
You
don't
gotta
have it
find
at
it
my
in the chat.
fingertips.
That's
And
fine.
You gotta
That's
find it in the
fine.
chat.
But I believe it.
my
I
check is
believe
in the
it.
mail.
You gotta find it
I
on
got
the
to get another
channel.
laptop.
I remember you putting it up on the channel. And you had pulled it up on my channel.
Yeah, I don't have a
I
laptop
believe
And
it.
right now because I
I
got
think
everything
that there
saved
is
in
a
a
lot to
folder.
that.
yes,
I
Ginger
think there's
Spice,
a lot to it.
they do take like 60% of that, but it's still appreciated. It's still don't get it twisted. I still appreciate it. But
Yo,
if you want to support the channel, I'd rather you send it to the Cash App PayPal
every
link.
time y'all send a super chat, I hear Remy voice in my head like Mr. Crab, my money.
We gotta pull a Umar. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal.
So,
PayPal
you
got
don't get
me.
that?
Hold
You
on.
don't get the
Oh, yo,
money
Rim,
cash out?
um,
pull up that TikTok with Umar in his teenage pictures.
uh,
You remember which one I'm talking about?
one with the fade.
Yes.
The one with the kid and play fade.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that was a TikTok. That was a
That was a
documentary.
TikTok.
It was a not a, when I played it. That was
And
off a
I
documentary.
dropped it in here. The one I dropped in here was a TikTok.
It's in the chat. I mean, in the
Yeah, in the Facebook chat.
hold on.
You
Damn,
don't be paying no attention. You just be dropping stuff.
now I gotta go through that. Hold on, y'all keep conversating, and I'm gonna go through it. Um, which one was it? My favorite people or the other one?
The other one.
Uh, y'all keep conversating. But for real though, that definitely was a thing that we had discussed. I think it was like a 3 4 hour live. We discussed that, and I don't think that was a coincidence because if you think about it, when the man was over here, um, when you pulled up Umar Johnson, that's how he got away with it at first.
Hmm.
It would go to that man's credentials, and you
Mm.
would think you're not looking at the age, you're just looking at the name, and you see the credentials, you're like, oh, he's legit.
Hold on. I'm finna pull it up on TikTok because I ain't scrolling no more. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll agree. Say you do that, but we pull it up, and you know, a lot of his followers they don't do a lot of research, but They
They
do.
don't read, and a lot of them
Get
don't
right.
even follow what he. I mean, like even the I don't know. I don't know what he's got over there. I wonder if they're all black. I think that he has some people that are just there kind of looking at the train wreck, like what Lennon said. I honestly believe that.
I
And
think,
they like mess. They
yeah,
love mess. They don't
he said he got how many millions of subscribers?
I don't know if he could have bought some of those
I
because I
think,
haven't seen really his stuff go over. I think the highest I've seen when he was really doing well, the highest I've seen is 23,000, and that was for him a picture of him and a girl, and that was when he was in Savannah, Georgia.
I think a good
It was a good
75%,
picture.
75% of the people that's up there trying to watch him are for the crash out. I
I,
see it.
Yeah,
I put it in the back chat.
I know
absolutely.
I see it. I think a lot of them are there for the crash. Whoa. Hold up. Holy shit. That's funny. Oh man.
What did y'all find?
They finna put it up.
Oh yeah,
This right here. This right here.
that remind me of that Nas when he said, uh,
I'm out for
with the
president
chain
to
hanging, the
represent me.
silky Hawaiian silky shirts, chain hanging.
Oh yeah, Jay Z when he came at Jay Z.
Yeah.
You got the shirt open with the gold chain, but press play, bruh.
Hey, Eraserhead. Hold on. Where'd it go? It dropped down. Hold on.
I don't
It's
know
on
why
the
he just
screen.
didn't come out with his real life background because that would have been a testimony. You know what I'm saying? He just
Right.
lied about his life.
Hold on. It got a load.
Rock the mic. I shall.
God damn. He was skinny too. God damn, you with these burgers.
Proceed.
God damn, bro. How many? You was
And
eating
they said he
people?
was just as weird as could be.
And
Yeah, he
continue.
looked weird. He was eating
He didn't even
people.
go to prom with nobody.
I was ready to say that too, nigga. You went to prom by yourself. I'm not
To rock the
going.
mic.
Or maybe he did not,
Let's get
but it ain't nobody in the picture.
I'm not
You know,
going.
his nephew came out and said he has never seen his uncle with a woman
off the
before.
small talk.
None
I
I
just
would.
here.
collaborate. The roots collaborate. I say my
I mean, I never seen him with no women until all this stuff
self
started.
is rather great. How the
Yeah,
words
yeah.
generate.
I
Whole
wonder
truth
why
is
he likes to keep them hidden.
Boy, oh boy,
Y'all
look at
go
the
glamour
ears.
shot.
If he shake his head, he gonna fly away with them
in
ears.
the great when I penetrate. As if it in the
Oh
What
my
happened to
god,
his teeth?
that's what I'm saying.
His head was
His
still
Yo,
teeth don't look
growing.
like that now.
he
A
definitely smoking
moose.
something.
Your
That's
wait,
a
your
moose,
teeth
big old
reach
moose tooth.
adulthood before your head do.
to rock the mic.
He got teeth like a donkey off of Shrek.
He definitely was smoking
And
something.
they used to
Oh,
put
this ain't my
record
video,
app on your
Anita.
phone
I
for
just
when you
found it on TikTok.
I
put the
shall
phone in. I know. I've
proceed.
already got it.
Oh
And
my
for the women, I've recorded calls on the women too. Thank you. That's good advice.
oh my god, he looked like he take a bite. Boy, what the hell was he was eating people? To get that big. How you get that big? Oh, did you see the one video with him when he was bald?
No.
Oh my, he took his hat off. Oh,
Oh
you gotta
wait,
go.
yes I did.
I gotta find. No, you was
He
there. You was there, Keith, when I played it.
looks weird with no beard too. He looks
I
really weird.
I forgot where I found it. He didn't have a beard and he was bald.
The
Oh
internet
Yo,
happened to him, Shay.
I
I
can't.
told y'all.
I
He
don't know
and
where I found this video, but he took it. I'm like, yo, is this Umar with a shaved face? And then he took his hat off. He was completely bald, like skinhead bald, not no low cut,
that dude
skinhead
is
bald, bald
weird.
face, and he was fat at the same time. And oh my god, dude. Oh, it was the worst thing. One of the worst things I've ever seen. It was
He's a
crazy.
weird man. That is a weird man. He's like stuck in the 90s, and then
I think he having a midlife crisis.
he might be,
David
or he's
Alexander.
going, what do they call it, a second childhood, going through a second childhood.
No, this is Peter
Or a
Pan
midlife
syndrome. He
crisis.
never grew up.
Oh, that too.
Hmm.
Yes, that's more like it. The
No, like
fact
that
that,
Snoop Dogg, like that Snoop Dogg midlife crisis. He Pan African, then now he's the Mr. Lover Lover, and
yeah, yep,
next he's gonna be the jailbird. I'm telling you,
yep.
watch he's gonna come out of jail talking about
And he
salam alaikum.
missed a hell of a bag too. He could have been, if he'd ran this better and he was on the up and up. Chance the
You would
Rapper,
have
he
had.
just became a Pan African, and he's a
Oh
philanthropist.
my
He
God.
just passed
You,
up so much money to get them schools done.
no, I think he could
See,
have got
that's the
so much
problem
money from
with scammers.
celebrities.
They
I
think the
think the
scams gonna
celebrity,
last forever.
right? But I
Right.
think the celebrities was going to give him money, but he pushed too hard.
From my friend, they know what's up with him. They knew what was up with
Hmm.
him.
That's what I'm saying. I think he
He's not
pushed
good to
too
be
hard.
next to.
Uh huh.
All you
He's
gotta
not
do is
good to
talk
be
to
next to.
Umar for
But that
5 minutes.
thing that he's saying about how, oh, they can't give me money. They can give you money. They can buy
Right.
drugs and do all this stuff. They can get money. Like, they
If
can
They just
pass
you're
don't
it.
in
want it.
certain fields of study, it only takes 5 minutes talking to Umar to know he full of shit.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
trash. You trash LeBron James. You probably could have got something from him. Uh, you
You know
trash
what?
all these
Anybody
celebrities.
with
That
any
million
money,
dollars he messed up.
they would
He
have
messed up
asked
that
for some kind of
It was so
financial
many people
statement
that would
before
have
they
got
gave
that
him
money.
anything.
right. That I think that's why he messed up that $1 million. It was a celebrity that was going to give him $1 million, and he blamed it
That's
on
a
somebody
lie.
else.
That's a
He blamed it
lie.
on somebody.
The
That was
thing
a
that he
lie.
put on the
It was a
conscious
lie from
stripper.
jump. And the
Yeah,
cover
yeah,
up
yeah.
was
He
Yeah,
blamed the
no,
conscious stripper
that's where the
wasn't
shiftless
nobody gonna
Negroes
give him
come
a million
from.
dollars.
Oh,
That's where the
okay,
shiftless
okay.
Negroes come from. Every time he
He
want to cover up
lies
a
a
lie.
lot. I'm gonna tell you, he lies a lot. He did that so people would gang up on her, like, you cost us. She didn't do nothing. She didn't do anything wrong. He
Oh,
did it himself.
nothing.
And would no man pull out for that? Because you got caught up with a stripper.
You know how
Think
many of
about
these
it. Like,
celebrities
The
get caught
only
up with
reason he stopped was
strippers?
because he got busted out. He started talking down on Kim. That's her name, Kim Ringo. She sell
yeah, I
waist
don't like
trainers or
calling her
something
conscious
on
stripper.
IG. But
You say you don't like
she
them?
I don't
he
like to
started
call her
trashing
conscious
her
stripper.
name. Yeah.
You say
He
you don't like
started
to call her
trashing her
conscious.
name, and then that's when she came out and started talking about him.
Yeah, she's the
Oh,
original. She's standing on business, and they should have supported her. If I knew about her, it wouldn't have been no me and him. It wouldn't have been no me and him. As soon as people told me about that, I looked it up, and it was a chick from the same city as me. Nobody said, "Hey, he was over here messing with a chick from Kansas City too." They just
Lanae, check your
pushed
volume.
everything
Somebody
down.
said it's low.
no, I just turned it up. I just turned it up.
Okay. And somebody said, did Umar say that he was going to marry you?
Umar
I
offered
forgot to
me
ask about that.
marriage. Umar offered me marriage to take care of his mother. I declined. I've never wanted to be married.
Wait, wait,
That's
wait,
not
wait.
my
Well,
thing. Anybody that knows me knows that, so they already
but
knew.
but the thing about that, that's the wrong reasons anyway. Marry you just to take care of your mother, his
He has
mother.
no
Like what type
interest.
of?
He has no interest. That's part of the illusion. I came out to break a lot of these things. Umar will never get married.
I don't
That's
think he
why he
will either.
wants two women. And, well, one of the reasons he wants two women, because for one, there's no way that you can, uh,
Get
uh,
married to women.
get married to two women, so it won't be legal. He could swap y'all out whenever y'all, get on his nerves or whatever. Plus, he wants the
Uh huh.
sexual advantage of that, and I posted the proof to that, and they still in
Yeah.
denial.
Didn't he try to like hook you up with that other girl that was in the gym with him or something like that?
No, Anaya, and this is crazy. Anaya probably would have been the best woman out of all the ones that have came out, that have tried to rock with him even after the fact.
He claimed she
That
was pregnant
probably would
and
have been a
married.
good wife for him.
He
He
claimed she
claimed
was
that she
what?
was pregnant and married.
But the thing about it was her abuser, she was pregnant. She didn't know she was pregnant at the time. And then that
Uh,
became her abuser. But even though she came out of, I think he was sleeping with another woman named Zora. People keep calling her Zora. She's not a
what about
Zora. She's a Naya X, or a he calls her a Naya X, but her
what
name is
about
Naya A.
this married couple? He almost split up from sleeping with
Two
the wife.
women came to him. Two women came to him that was with him for years. And he told the girl, I don't want to be married. Thank you. He said, I love that for, that you did this, but I don't want to be married. He doesn't want
Mm.
to be married.
You
He's
want to
not,
you?
he told me on the phone, he said, I'm not somebody that's gonna stare in your eyes and be lovey-dovey. I was like, I knew that shit anyway.
Mm,
I already know that about you.
So, but you missed my question. What about this
Sorry.
married woman that he slept with and almost broke them up?
I
And
don't
then
know nothing
said
about that.
he
That was
told he
before my
told
time.
he told the husband, you need to forgive her, but if you don't, I'ma take her.
that was
It was
made up,
That
Marianne.
bro.
was some bullshit.
No, it
Umar
wasn't,
makes
because
stuff up.
Marianne said she was the mentor of the girl that he did it to. That was
Oh,
not the
And
that
guy.
one.
but
Yeah.
if you look at these, and he might have been talking in code on that, but the story that Marianne tells, from what I heard, that was, and I'm quite sure that there are a lot of these, women that were out and married. But what he was talking about in the car doesn't quite line up with what Marianne said. So I think it's two
Hmm.
separate situations.
God damn.
Because yeah, I think those are two separate situations.
Damn.
And I don't
You out
really
here
see
saying
Umar doing that.
you out here saying that he out here saying he advocates for black families to stay together, but yet he's out here splitting them up.
No, I think that he doesn't have the capacity to respect a
The
relationship.
sanctity of marriage.
He doesn't.
That's
If he
what I'm
don't
saying.
understand the if he doesn't understand the relationship between a son and a father, because I told, after he posted my son's stuff, I felt bad. I had to go to my ex. I had to eat gravel on that. But I said, you got to understand, this man is crazy. He said, I told you that. That's why I didn't want my kid
Uh,
around. I said, no, you don't
Mhm.
understand. He's off his shit. And so when he came out with
I
that
think he
video,
understood.
yeah, when he came out with the video, he heard him say, tell the dad to reach out to me. And he looked at me like, what the fuck? Like, and I was like, yeah, I told you he's weird. He doesn't understand how a man don't want to speak to you after you done doxed his son. It's not going to be
Right.
cool.
Yeah, you
So he
lucky
doesn't
he ain't.
understand.
Yeah, he lucky he ain't want to go after him.
I said, let me handle this. Let me do this war my way. I'll bring him down. That's been my
Yeah,
motivation, because I feel so
yeah.
bad,
It's so
especially
many.
the way this
I don't
man
know
feel
if you
about
seen
his
it.
son.
I don't know if you seen this. I've been watching so many videos where they're talking about how you took him down and you opened the floodgates. I don't know if you and Marianne realize it. Like I said in my text message, you two are the spearhead of a movement. It's not just for Umar; it's for women all over who have suffered men of power who abuse women and do things in the nature that Umar does it. You and
Yeah.
Marianne are spearhead of this movement, whether you guys know it or not.
Yo,
Yeah.
Witty Kitty. What make you think Umar gonna respect anybody else's children when he don't respect his own?
Yeah, that's
True,
A1.
true.
That's off the top. That's off the
He just
top.
don't like children, period.
You
Children
don't.
under a certain age, he can't stand them.
I can't find one person, and I said this. I can't find one person that has been around him personally that said anything good about him or said they saw him help any children.
Yeah, nobody that knows him, that's
You told
around
you.
him. is saying anything. Everybody that comes out like he wouldn't do that, he did it, and no, she's lying. I know automatically you don't know him well, because most people just stay quiet. They don't help, but they don't speak out and say, nothing. So the one that's over there, she's been yapping real loud. She don't know what's going on. She don't know nothing that's going on.
I don't
She's
know
just
nobody.
talking. She's capping and caping for him.
Yeah, Kitty, but
Yeah,
besides that fact, he really does not like children. Like it was
yeah.
one, he
He
had
don't
to
like
stop
kids.
himself. He don't like
He
kids.
doesn't understand
He
them.
don't like little kids.
And what Marianne said about the kids from the movie is living proof. Like he wouldn't even talk to them,
Yeah, he has no interest in them. He don't have no interest in them kids.
but he's
I'm
supposed
just
to
like,
open a
even if
school.
you just watch, if you know people that love kids, you just watch, they're gonna gravitate towards them. He don't care about the kids. He
Right.
would have something out. He would, his mother kept kids when he was younger, and he wasn't like,
He sound like he got bullied.
yeah, yeah, he got bullied really bad. He's got a lot of problems, a lot of
That's why.
problems.
That's why he always talking about this 6'3" shit because he
Oh,
probably
North Philly
North
beard or
Philly
whatever.
beard and yeah 6'3" North Philly beard and just you sound like you got bullied. It sound like a lot of girls bullied you too.
I know he likes that sassy mean girl type, and the women that are drawn to him all have the same demeanor. They're all the same. And I told him when we were arguing, I said, "Yeah, I will never be worried about anything like that, because that's all you attract. You're
Right.
not going to attract anything that's got anything going on, or nothing is going to have the patience to deal with you, because you'll destroy everything she's got." The first
Mm-hmm.
thing he thought was gonna hurt me was to go up there and put that stanky. That shit does it ain't stop the
That shit
bag.
backfired.
But even
Okay.
with my light, it didn't do shit for it. Didn't do it. I was a little worried about who I was with, because he was on FaceTime. He seen his house. He seen his mother. He seen everything. He's seen all
Hey,
of it. And his microphone is bigger than Umar's.
hey,
But
Callie.
he's staying out of it because it would mess up, his career. I want him to. I would hate for it to leak over in his shit. But Umar's not. I don't know. He's delusional, heavily delusional.
Mhm.
Sounds like
Somebody's
delusions of
asking
grandeur.
what happened at the Kansas City event.
The Kansas City event went great. There wasn't anything that happened. Is there something
Okay.
in specific that they're talking about? Because
About Umar.
Yeah, she explained it that in the beginning.
are they talking about when they were setting up the footage from that?
I guess. Ain't say nothing
Yeah,
about footage. Hey, Pharaoh.
Um, they wanted to speak on that, then that's something I could talk. I can't talk about that because that's
Because I
what the
remember you
attorney
speaking
has.
about it in the beginning. They might have came in late.
yeah. I do
Yeah, but
remember.
that was a great event. It was. I think that's the biggest event he's had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So none of these events he puts together. So he just calls women around the cities that he knows and gets them to put the event together.
I
And he
think
just
Umar deep dives on us before. I think he picks his selection is that he picks people that are capable of doing certain things for him. Because how would he know I could put an event together?
right.
I think he
But
looked me up or looked into me. And at that time, things looked very different than what they look like now. Because you can't find the old business on there or anything. And I talked about that on stage. We had all that shit wiped.
Did
But
he collect any money from that event?
oh yeah, he sold a lot of books. He
Yeah.
sold a lot of books.
I
He
was gonna
people
ask you
were
how.
passing him cash. People were passing him cash. I mean, they were donating right there on the spot. He was supposed to also do a
So
boot
he was
camp.
getting cash donations as well.
Yeah, they was
Told
passing him
you.
That's
cash.
money. That's money unaccounted for, like Trip C's was saying. The cash donations too.
Yeah, yeah, he was running it up. He
Damn.
sent. Yeah, so he had a lot of money. People were doing, PayPal right there on the spot, Zelles right on the spot. We had a room upstairs that was set up for them to kind of like go in an assembly line. They would pick up the book, put their name down for the boot camp, pay for their book, and they was out the door. Go down to the
Right.
vendors.
Now boot camp. What do you mean by that?
He was having a parent boot camp.
A
I did a
parent
lot of work
boot
on
camp.
that.
A
Huh?
parent like where he counsels parents how to be a parent.
No, he counsels them on the IEP process, which is
Oh, I was ready to say, how dare he?
it's still useless. I mean, there was no need for him to have that because, like I said, they have every school district has one of those, and the fact that it's black is not going to. I mean, it's not going to make that much of a difference. But if there are areas that are a lot of black people, then they'll have one for black children. So, but some of the stuff in the book is outdated and it doesn't apply to certain states.
I'm pretty sure all of it is
Yeah.
outdated by now from
The
information man
name
is.
of that book was something like The War on Black Boys.
I'm
This
pretty
was the
sure it's
parent
all outdated by
advocate,
now
the
though.
black parent advocate.
That's the one he was selling in, the Black
Oh,
Parent Advocate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So this was at the end of 2024, like
mm.
right before 2025.
And he really believes that he did something. That's what bothers me the most. Like he goes around saying how many people did what I did and
He
what
ain't
did you
did
do?
nothing.
That's what I said.
He
What did you do?
he
Like,
ain't did nothing.
can you show me a black kid that you kept out of jail? Can you show me a black kid that you
He hasn't. He ain't kept nobody out of jail. He ain't helped nobody.
Them little
You
black
know
boys
what?
he was supposed to help and graduated college.
No. He could have put together something in each place that he went and visited, like a chapter. And
right?
he could have
Thank
done
you,
that
Red.
a lot more organized and made a big difference. He didn't do that either. He could have put it on someone and set up a chapter if he was on the up and up and
Right.
to check in. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do any of that. He's been all over the world multiple times.
That's crazy.
He ain't did nothing. They literally wasted money. Millions of dollars, and didn't even, they don't want to. And I think some of it too is people don't want to admit that this was
Hmm.
wrong.
They don't even want to admit that they gave him money.
That too.
Now, I think
Girl, you
that too.
show right about that.
I think a lot of people just don't want to admit that they been duped, and it's okay to admit that when you know was wrong or you've been duped, you thought wrong
Yeah.
about somebody. That happens. That's growth. Oh shit,
Yes.
I was wrong. You know
Yep.
that's
And it's
bad work.
okay to be, yeah, it's okay that you got because that just means you're not around people that are out here doing scandalous stuff. Most people are not
Right,
expecting to be scammed.
right,
If you
right.
are, then you probably had a heavy amount of experience, like experience with it. But I don't think there's anything wrong in it. I never gave him any money. I never gave him a penny. But I really think that in my heart of hearts, I knew what he was earlier than what I thought. But when he came in, and they like to say that when he came in and had me leave, he was done. But I have text messages where he was texting me at the airport. He texted me when I got to Kansas City, and he asked me to come back out and care for her. But I told him, okay, but me and you need to have a talk, because he didn't have no care plan for her.
Right.
I really honestly feel like they wanted me in that space, and if something happened, they were going to pin it on me. I'm
Mhm.
really glad I stopped going out there, especially after saying I dropped her. The lady over there on YouTube, she was like, "You dropped her," and I'm like, "You know what you saying? There's paramedics that came after, and he saw it on camera. He saw her slide down.
Mm-hmm.
So there, I mean, that doesn't make sense. And she wasn't hurt. And he asked me to come back out. So she don't know nothing. He would have been like, "Oh, you don't want to say that because, she's got proof that I know, about what happened and I wasn't mad." And then somebody was on the phone with me when he came in the door. So they're not privy. Umar is hiding things from these women too. But you got to be smart. You can't just be gullible and just be like, "Oh, okay," and start fighting for somebody and you don't know what's going on.
Right.
In my heart of hearts, I think some of them, they need to go down too. That's just how I feel. For some that were really, really wanting to stand up, like I'm that chick, like the girl that sent me that long paragraph. She was talking about, "I'm the fiance. We already knew about you. We didn't." Then that means that you knew what was going on. So you need to, you need to go down too. You would have knew I wasn't there for him. So
Right.
it's gonna come to an end. All of this is already, what I can say is all of this is already over. It's just playing out. It's already over. Y'all not gonna believe how this is gonna end.
It's just like when you chop off a chicken head, they keep running around.
Yeah.
We just watching the death throes.
Yeah, that's a perfect. Yeah, that's why I don't respond to anything anymore. I'm like, yeah, talk y'all shit. I got proof. You know, I've already given the proof to the right people. But the biggest problem was keeping it online and just passing the information back and forth, and nothing was being done. And I couldn't do it. And there was people, and I'm not saying anything against anybody, but there's no way that I could have sat in a space, made my money off of it, or just whatever, 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 until I seen him cross me. Then I speak out.
Right.
No, you can't do that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. If I saw him do anything, I called him on his shit. I didn't
That's
wait till
all
he
I've
just
seen you
did
do.
me in.
That's all
Somebody
I've seen
wanted to
you
know
do.
if you know anything about when his accounts got frozen and the
I
PayPal.
can't talk about any of that. I can't talk about any of that.
I
But
figured.
I can't talk about
Yeah.
any of that.
That's
I
why
I,
I didn't
I
ask.
wish I could, and y'all know I would tell it if I could, but I cannot talk about that. But I will tell you this. I know I can tell you this. This ain't gonna. It's not gonna be what y'all think. This is over. This is over. It's why I don't do any videos or anything anymore, because it's done. All it's doing is playing itself out, and
I think I know
he
what you're
kind
talking
of
about,
did
and
it
I
to
don't want to say it.
himself.
I think I want to know what you're talking about, and I don't want to say it to mess up your case. But I think y'all know where you're going with that.
Yeah, he did it to his. We got to just get further down the road. I'll be trying to push it, push it. I know we have court coming up. That's the trial. Whether or not it sticks, it doesn't stick, whatever happens with that, it does not matter. I just want some kind of surety that I don't want him nowhere around me. If you pass my address to a random person, I could see if it was my phone number, but there's nobody, no professionals understand why you passed an address. You wanted to see me hurt. And I live here with my minor son.
Right. That's the
Okay, but
thing that threw me for a
go
loop.
ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. That's all I was saying.
For everybody, peace of mind, because they keep saying this. They keep saying he finna flee the country to Ghana. I'm
It
under
doesn't
the
matter. Yeah.
I'm under the assumption that he would be on somebody's watch list at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Because I
I
mean,
don't
one
feel no
government
way. I don't feel bad.
agency,
Huh?
maybe. I said one government agency, maybe. Two, you got a problem. You know,
All I know is you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
they taking
You're
you
going
to
to
jail.
jail.
I don't know how, and then they're like, well, she took down her stuff so they couldn't see, the court couldn't see. Baby, they done already been on that Miss Queen page. They already done been on his page, my page.
I'm
You
pretty
know,
sure
I've
it's
already
all some of
been
my videos.
very, I've been very vocal about, everything that I post. Yeah, I sure did. The man passed my address. Like,
Right.
you better let me post. You better let me post.
And you know what bothers me the most? That you're
What's that?
online arguing with women.
He came up in that court like they cared about that doctor. You can play that right now, but
Why you trying
his
to pull that Dr. Umar shit in court?
yeah, they're gonna be a certain way about you because we all know about how they are. They gonna see that doctor, but when I go in there and drop them videos and stuff, that's
They
gonna
roll
be a
in there.
whole nother look. No,
They
you can't
roll
come up
in
in
there.
here and act poised.
Ah,
You are a crash out, and we seeing it. There's
I
there's
wish I
no
could
way that them women are gonna understand that. And I
I
got a
wish I
woman
could
judge.
cry on the wall when they roll in that goddamn TV in that courtroom and show
And
them.
I put in the request for it to be transcribed or be videoed because it's not gonna be no, oh, he said, she said, because even after the court, that the lady that's on YouTube I was talking about, she came out and gave a whole wrong rendition. Like, girl, what are you talking about? That's not what happened. So we're not even going to play that. Everything's going to be either recorded or transcribed so the public knows exactly what's going down. They know about my page. They know I vent on that page. What they can't understand or what they won't understand is why you keep coming on Lennon's. If you know what's going on over there, why do you keep coming over there?
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't stop people from venting and talking. You don't have the right to muzzle them if
it's
you don't
bothering
like what they're saying.
the haters. It's only the haters asking this, that, and the third. No, your donors are asking it too.
And he says that he doesn't live in the prison of other people's opinions, but you do.
Shit.
You do.
Shit. That motherfucker be watching all of us.
And they do. And they run back and tell daddy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like
telling
I've never, I don't even, and he openly snitches on people. It's like, how can
he's
you be
openly
on some
snitching on
COINTELPRO? You can't date certain people that are in this, but you can go. You are an ambulance chaser. You constantly slapping lawsuits on people. You constantly running to the courts or the police on people. I don't. How can you even say COINTELPRO and you live in government housing? You live in Section 8 public housing. You live there, but you swear that you against or you don't want. You paranoid. You don't want them in your business. You live in their house. He gave a woman $68,000 because he don't know how to conduct himself as an adult. That could have put his mama ahead. That could have put a lot of, and this ain't no shade to her. I'm happy as hell she got what she deserves. Cause I already know. I know he's a head case. But I'm just saying this is what they're paying into. A psychologist that cannot control himself. He's easily triggered. He's
Mm.
easily something's
Yep.
wrong with him.
Yep.
From your
And
perspective,
oh sorry.
why will Umar never open this school?
Because he does not have the mental capacity. He doesn't have the characteristics in order to finish a project like that and finish it at the level that children would need to have it done in order just to have him a good school. He can't do it. He cannot do it. And then his mental is messed up. I don't trust him in there with kids after his childhood stuff. I don't want to see him do something to a child and then it be a mom like me out and then they talking about girl, whatever. You know, like she lying. Doc would do the good doc wouldn't do that. You don't you cannot trust these women to have your back. And that you his power is over yours. I don't trust it. I would never put a child in there because it would be
I
his
don't
word
think I
against
do it
mine.
because you don't like kids. Period.
And he already feels like he has more power over the parent. He knows what's best for you or for your child over what you think. So somebody going into that with a child, no, I would never, ever, ever, never put my child in nothing. You might as well put your kid in a cult.
Right.
It's an
It's too
online
many
cult, basically.
Yeah, basically it is.
too many men
I hope
there.
they classify it as it because you got to be dingy to go through some of it's crazy. But no, that's my main opinion. I don't feel like he has the characteristics in order to put. I don't feel like he is the type of person that could to do what he's setting out to do because the just the prerequisite, like the ground level stuff, you can't get right. I haven't never seen, and then he has no background work to prove that he can even open something. You don't know how he teaches. You don't know how he is with schools. You don't know if he can build. You don't know where the money is. You don't know how he handles money. There's too many things other than the fact that he's a good. He talks good,
Okay,
and
1 second. How do y'all know this? Is it because it was verified offline? We didn't just
what
randomly pick somebody up on YouTube, bruh.
Right.
what did they say?
They asked, how do we know that you're Umar's ex?
Oh God. And see, that's the
Oh
type of stuff.
my
That's why I
God.
had to take all of this offline. Because I can't get done what I need to get done arguing with people like that.
Mm,
That is a waste of time. That is why he's been in power for or not even power, I keep saying that, but in that space for 15 years. They'll
We
question
know,
that, but they will not ask him where that money is.
we know it's his ex because he talked about it. Yeah, motherfucker. He brought her up. He talked about it.
Yep, if
What
he was
other proof?
intelligent, he would have just let it, but he couldn't. He couldn't let it go.
Yeah, what other proof do we need? He brought her up before she even came out and said anything.
People, yeah, I can't wait till this gets into mainstream where you start seeing the reactions of other races to this is going to be so embarrassing. This is going to be so embarrassing. It's going to be so embarrassing. The bar for black excellence is in Hades. It's in hell.
Yeah, it's
So
ridiculous.
that's where we're at.
This is fucking ridiculous, man. But
we've been on almost 4 hours.
Yeah, it's
yeah, I was
easy.
gonna say I'm out of questions and I'm tired. I gotta go to this last day of work tomorrow before I switch jobs.
Mm-mm.
Y'all call it when you get ready. But I appreciate you bringing me on.
And
I'm
I
so
appreciate
happy.
you for coming up here. And because, like I say, I never thought I would get this far. And I was trying to find you for a while.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
so glad. Hey,
I'll
I'm
be
so
over there
glad
in my
that we
war
were able
room.
to. Yeah, man. The second I saw you on Tasha K, and well, from your first video, I'm like, yeah, I think she's telling the truth. But it was the Tasha K video that made me say, I like this lady. She's telling the truth. She ain't got nothing to hide.
No, not when it comes to this. I'm an open book. I don't want to. I don't want to hide anything because it's gonna come out anyway. All of
Right,
this who line and all that stuff gonna come out, and I
right.
can't wait.
You're more than welcome back anytime.
I
You got my
appreciate it.
number. You got my number, and I
Yes,
got yours. So
yes. Thank you.
so
It
don't
was
be a
very
stranger.
yes. It was nice meeting you too. Triple C. Is that what
Trip
it is?
C. You as
I
Trip
well,
put
C.
y'all
Lanae.
Okay.
together. And I want to say this before you go. I put y'all together because I think y'all got a lot in common.
Yeah,
And
she's got a
come
really
I know
good.
when y'all,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought this was a great idea because I thought you guys would, you know, you can relate to each other a lot on, especially your personalities. y'all,
Yeah, she's got a
y'all
dope
remind me of each
personality.
other. Yeah. So don't be a
Yes.
stranger.
I will. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye everybody
See
in the
you
chat.
later.
All
You
right.
too.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. I'm finna get on out of here.
Mm, time to go night night.
Night, night, sleep, sleep. Like we say every time, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody that stopped by, all 150 of y'all. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. For real. It's your boy, the one and only Brenda's baby, Remy my out here with my sis.
Trip C's treehouse where it's always swinging.
You was just tuned in to Rim Rum TV. We see y'all when we see y'all. Until then, peace.